Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to YouGarden TV. We're just looking at, we call it a show opener. Now, so many lovely memories of the past several months here at YouGarden.
Yeah, it was lovely,
amazing,
wasn't it?
And thank you. This is our new start time, as you already know, at 9:30. Yes, we look a bit rough. Well, I do anyway, Bex looks great. But yeah, we're going to be live from 9:30 till 12:30. We've got some amazing deals. I mean, the bulbs, Bex, are incredible.
Well, we've still got a mix and match deal on the bulbs, all different ones to the ones we had last week. So yeah, if you bought the mix and match deal last week, we've got some amazing varieties. The tricolour crocus, that gorgeous Carnival Denise tulip
she's
there.
Stunning, isn't she?
Absolutely beautiful. A couple of different types of daffodils included, and it is all mix and match.
Yeah.
3 for 2. So put any 3 in your basket, one of them will be free.
But as ever, you do need to use the offer code, which is YGTV3925. There's also some hyacinths as well, by the way, in that mix and match offer. We just didn't have enough room. What have I done, Stu?
Your mic's upside down. You need to make it point to your face.
Oh.
Because people can't
Hang on,
hear
turn
you.
it off, Stu, and I'll twist it.
They want to be able to hear you. There you go.
There you go.
Sorted.
Ah, that's better. Right. You can hear me now. Before, was it a bit muffled? I was a bit like... now, we've also got over here, we have got the favourites table, and we've got loads of brilliant autumn and winter bedding, and we've got... we call it funky spinner, aren't we?
Yeah, the Heliopsis, the funky spinner. I adore that one. I think that's my favourite on the entire show, and that is saying something because you know how much I love plants. But yeah, I love the colours. I love that it's late flowering. You can't tell the flower from the actual picture behind, and that's how good those flowers look.
Beautiful, and they are on offer today. So whatever you're looking for, we've got some great deals on pots as well, compost. Oh, we have got a free gift, by the way. Would you like something free today?
Yes, please. Always like something free, and this is something that we've kept going since we were started here in the potting sheds, which is over a year ago now. So your free gift with every single purchase today is our amazing Blooming Fast fertiliser. It's a great thing to stockpile. It is amazing for your plants, isn't it? Yeah,
well, it's really high in NPK. You've got all your trace elements and minerals in there. It's a really good all-rounder. It's a good egg. It feeds pretty much everything, including your house plants. And you can stock it, stock up on it, stockpile it. But that will actually make 100 litres of plant food. So don't forget that. It's not just a little kind of try-me size. That will make 100 litres. Your average watering can is between 5 and 10 litres. So you do the maths. That is absolutely incredible. And yes, you're not going to be feeding things as much during the winter, but even things like my winter hanging baskets and pots, I'll still give them the feed at least once a month.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. It makes a big, big difference, and we absolutely believe in this. We know what a difference it can make if you want better, bigger flowers, more fruit, bigger plants. You definitely need to be feeding them.
So free with every single order. And so we've got some great pot deals coming up as well. We've got some garden essentials, things like your heavy duty pots, which are great at this time of year. Stunning hydrangeas.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
And we've got something with Star Style coming up as well. That's my little gesture for Star Style. There you go. And we just had a question, is the bark still on offer? Yes, it is. So that is still half price. If you're trying to maybe make your garden a little bit low maintenance, if you're trying to just cut down about weeding and things, we have got those. Loads of mulch order on those. And as ever, we want to hear from you, don't we, Bex?
Oh, I forgot the iPad.
Oh. Well, it's all right.
I'll get it in a sec.
Yeah.
But yes, do get in touch with us. There is an email address where you can send any questions, comments, or more importantly, your pictures too. It's on the bottom of the screen there, ygtv@yougarden.com. I will grab the iPad so that I can see any of those coming through. We'll show your pictures. Oh, apparently Dingo's sending pictures already.
Great.
Thank you. We love to see your gardens. It gives everybody inspiration, including us.
And this really is, it's a gardening community here with YouGarden. So any questions, any comments, any pictures, send them. And you'll be pleased to know we have got our white cookies tweet later on, Bex, as well.
I just had one.
Have you actually had one?
I've had my little sugar rush.
Oh, very good.
I've had my little white chocolate cookie.
Good.
Thank you for
I'm
breakfast.
saving mine for later. Right, we're going to start though with our bulbs. So these are a mix and match, which is lovely. You don't have to get all the same ones. You can mix and match, but basically you'll get the third one free. So you get 3 for the price of 2, and as Beck said, loads of these are brand new. So if you tuned in last Sunday and you bought the bulbs, this is a brand new selection. We're going to start with the Crocus tricolour, and we was just saying, I mean, Crocus, one of the first bulbs to flower, and they are so beautiful. And this one is particularly nice. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
I love the tricolour, yeah. It gives that extra bit of interest, doesn't it? And Crocus is definitely one of my favourites because it's so early flowering. So around sort of February time, actually, these can start poking up. They're really hot on the heels of the snowdrops, aren't they? They're one of the earliest flowering when it comes to your spring bulbs, and that I think is so valuable because February is such a rubbish month, but when you start seeing these poke up out the ground, it fills you with joy.
And I love, you know, the colour mix there. It starts like almost like a yolky colour in the centre, and it just bleeds out into that lovely sort of like lighty white, pale blue, and then this lovely kind of purpley blue towards the edge of those. Very easy to plant. You get 30 bulbs. I mean, the golden rule with bulbs is whatever size they are, plant them twice their depth.
Yeah, and the thing with crocus bulbs is they are actually quite small.
Yeah.
I mean, they're naturally small. Not that we're providing you with small bulbs. They're naturally small, so it makes them really easy to plant out.
Now, Neil and Elaine are with us on YouTube. Good morning, Neil and Elaine. They're two of our real regulars.
Well done for remembering to come in early this morning.
You've not had a bit more of the cookies, have you?
No, I just put a cough sweet in.
Oh, yeah, Bex has got a bit of a cold. But, we have this during the autumn, winter months in the potting shed. You'll see, we just swap colds.
We just swap them backwards and forwards.
But we battle on, don't we?
We carry on.
Neil, hello, good morning. Who else is in the chat, Elaine, we said?
Julia's in the chat as well. Good morning to you. And Dingo apparently is sending pictures in as well. Oh, and he's got some orders due this week too. I got mine the other day. So I got some bulbs and I got the big blue ceramic look pots. Just got to decide what I'm doing with those. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking actually, we haven't got them on the show, but I'm thinking about getting the tiny pampas grasses, you know, the baby pampas.
Oh, I've got those, they're lovely.
And those in those blue pots,
honestly,
I'm thinking that will be a really nice combination. So I need to place another order.
They're beautiful. Yeah. Mine are in flower right now, and they're stunning. So, we've got a brilliant show coming up, and we will be placing our orders. But we're starting off with the 3 for 2, and those are the Crocus tricolour. Now, we've got to move on to, I think, the most stunning tulip we have had so far this year. I mean, she is beautiful. She's called Carnival Denise. Sounds like a movie star, Carnival Denise. But she is a bit of a star. I mean, I think you'll agree. That is the most beautiful flower you can imagine.
There's some amazing tulip varieties, aren't there? And this really does stand out. It's in the really sort of special varieties. Yeah. I think these want to be planted on their own.
Totally agree.
I mean, they could. You could mix them in and they would look fantastic, but they're so standout that actually these planted just on their own together, I think, will be a really eye-catching display.
I agree. And I don't know this for sure, but looking at the shape of the tulip, I think they might be a bit more resistant to bad weather as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, but generally speaking, that, you know, when you get a flower that's as full as that with all the different petals, but she's absolutely beautiful. Imagine that. I mean, you get 15 bulbs, but you might want to just go for 3 bags of these. Imagine that as a cut tulip as well in that home. Would that look amazing?
Nice. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
In fact, these first 3 that we're bringing you, I think these would be a great idea for any kind of lasagna planting that you want to do. Your tulips, your crocus, and then the daffodils, which are coming up in a second. You could plant all 3 of those and you'd get a succession of flowering happening.
They are really good quality. All of our bulbs, you'll know when you receive them. They're really firm, so sometimes you buy bulbs from supermarkets, you open up the packet and several of them are soggy, and that means that they're just going to rot, basically. If you buy bulbs that are slightly soggy and soft, they are not going to perform. These are really big tulips, fantastic quality. You can plant them, you can plant them now. Some people wait a little bit later for tulips and kind of do them end of October, early November, but they are amazing quality, and every single one of those will already have the embryo of a tulip inside, so you will get 15 gorgeous flowers from those.
Yeah,
you really will.
Gorgeous.
They're definitely on my list. I meant to buy them last week, actually. I've got a massive order. I'm doing the whole pub garden in a few weeks' time. And it's all YouGarden, so...
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be about...
You'll be in trouble if it's anything else.
Oh, it won't be if the boss... It won't! I mean, why would you? I'm not being funny. Why would you?
Why would you?
Yeah.
Especially,
We've got everything at YouGarden.
You're a club member as well, so you're getting that extra 10% discount. Yeah. I know a lot of you already know this. If you're brand new, there is a club you can join where you get 10% discount. We'll give you the details in a little while, but yeah, you wouldn't shop anywhere else.
You wouldn't. And I know so many of you only shop here with us at YouGarden. And actually, on the live stream, on the shows, you get even better deals than you do, generally speaking, on the website. You really, really do.
Yeah.
Or even in the catalogues as well, which is still great, but we always endeavour to give you the best deals on the live live streams. Now we're going to move on to a lovely Narcissus known as Quail, and we both really like this because you get several flowers on one stem.
Yeah, this is one where you can actually get multiple flowers per stem, so potentially up to 4. So you might get some with 1, but generally you're going to get 2, 3 or 4 flowers per stem here. It's a classic daffodil shape to me. When I think of a daffodil, this is the classic shape.
And the classic colour.
And colour, yeah, indeed. That buttery sunshine yellow. It's absolutely gorgeous. This has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so proven performer. I think we could say that about most daffodils anyway, couldn't we? Certainly, they love British weather.
Yeah.
They really do. These are the mid-size as well, so they're not the teeny tiny 15 centimetre and they're not the 50, but about 25 centimetres these will get to.
That's nice then.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I think you could still put these potentially in the top of hanging baskets and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, on a decent-sized hanging basket, definitely.
Definitely. But yeah, they naturalise, and this is the great thing about daffodils, and they're quite vigorous at naturalising.
Yeah.
So once you've got them, they should then spread throughout your garden.
I mean, most bulbs do naturalise and come back, but some are trickier than others. And you're right, daffodils, they always come back, don't they? They really, really do.
Yeah.
And you get more and more as the years progress. Now, I think I'm going to go for the quail. Alison, by the way, we've had a request from Alison.
Yep.
We will honour that request soon. I don't know what that request is.
I do.
Do you?
She wants to see the Coprosma. The mirror plant, yeah. It's coming very soon,
we've got
stay
that.
tuned.
We've got that somewhere down here, as it happens. Now we're going to move on to the anemones next, and you get 75 of these. Again, it's a 3 for 2, so you can mix and match whatever you want. But these are one of my mum's favourites. She had a lot of anemones in her last little garden, in her little bungalow where she used to live, and they are quite beautiful. Now they don't start off beautiful. I mean, I was a very ugly baby, believe it or not. You're supposed to go back. You're supposed to go back. No, yes, I was an ugly baby.
Of
You can't
course you
believe.
weren't.
Yeah, I mean, you can't believe how handsome I became. I'm joking, but these are quite funny-looking things, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very small bulbs, but don't worry about the size of those, because this is the beautiful thing about bulbs. It's always fascinating, isn't it? You plant something that looks so ugly that then turns into something so very beautiful. Anemones are just stunning, aren't they? They look like miniature poppies.
Yeah, I agree, because they're a lot shorter than a poppy, obviously, but you're right, the scent of them and just their form is very poppy-esque.
It is, definitely, and I love the colour combination you've got in there. You've got some of the... It's quite a mixture between the hot and the cool colours, isn't it? Because you've got those reds, but you've also got those lovely purples and the bi-colours included as well. Definitely fantastic if you plant en masse. You know, don't plant these individually. They're not going to work. You know, you probably want a good sort of 25, 30 of them all together in a spot. In a pot just like that, all on their own, would look amazing too. They can be quite early flowering too, so these can start coming up anytime from February, going through March and April as well. They like a sort of sheltered sunny site, is what I would recommend.
Totally agree. And you are going to get an amazing 75 of the anemones there. Again, it is a 3 for 2. And then our final one, there's also the hyacinths, don't forget, on the website. But the Rip Van Winkle, we like this one. I think I'm going to plant this one in the pub, actually.
I'm fascinated by this one.
Yeah.
I do love it. It's not what you would think of as a classic daffodil.
It's not.
It's got this kind of starburst quality or a firework burst when you look at the petals.
In fact, we both thought last time we saw this, it reminds us of the cactus dahlia.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, it is one of the shorter varieties, and I'm a big fan of the shorter varieties of daffodils because, you know, they don't get blown over by the wind. You know, these are only going to get to about 15 centimetres in height, so they should withstand any of that British weather quite happily. And plus, you can definitely plant these into places where you wouldn't put the taller ones. The top of your hanging baskets, your window boxes, and I just love rockeries. I don't have one, maybe in the next house. Would love these just popping up through the rockeries.
And they're going to flower sort of March time. Obviously, it depends what, you know, if we have a mild winter, you never know. You might get them the end of February. If we have a really sort of bad winter, then maybe a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'm predicting an okay winter.
Let's go with that. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, but they are absolutely stunning. And they are just a little bit different. So, yeah, I love my classic bulbs. I love my traditional bulbs. But sometimes you just want to mix it up. And Bex and I love growing new varieties. We love the excitement of seeing something flower that we've never, ever grown before. So, now, there is a bit of a shortage of bulbs at the moment. You probably read it in the media. A lot of the bulb breeders and growers have had bad seasons because of the wet weather across Europe. So, you know, there is a little bit of a shortage of bulbs. So, you know, the stock we've got is probably all the stock we've got for this season. But they're a big, big bag of bulbs. Then you get 25.
I just went to pick it up and it was heavier than I expected it to be, actually. Yeah, they're big, they're good quality. There's nothing squishy in there at all. They're brilliant.
So I'm giggling because you sounded like my mum there. Everything, my mum's so old, bless her.
Oh,
so,
that's heavier.
Yeah, you know, she'll pick up a cotton wool bud. Oh, that's so heavy.
Morning, Carol.
Morning, Mum. She's
I'll
watching.
hit him for you, don't you worry.
So Mum's watching this morning. So morning, I'm only joking, Mum. No, she's old, bless her. But yeah, sometimes she'll say, "Oh, this is so heavy," and I'll like pick up. I'm like, "Mum, it's like."
There's no weight to it.
No, bless her.
But there's no weight to your mum, is there? Bless her. She's tiny.
No, bless her. Anyway, yes. Good morning, Mum. Right, so those are all 3 for 2. I have mean, aren't I? 3 for 2, mix and match.
And there is the hyacinth blue, so
yes,
there's 6 varieties for you to choose from. So there's the 5 on the table plus the hyacinth blue as well. All you have to do is choose which 3 you want. It could be 3 of the same. If you just want 3 of the hyacinth blue, you absolutely can. But it is mix and match, so you can choose which ones you want to go for. Put the 3 you want into the basket, enter the code YGTV3924, and then one of those packs of bulbs will be absolutely free. So it's entirely your choice.
Now, we've been asked which was the most popular last week. What out of the, on the Thursday show, you mean, Stu?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the tulip. Definitely. I'm going to say Carnival Denise. She.
Well done. You got it right.
I knew, because you're beautiful. Yeah, look, come on. I mean, I'm definitely ordering the Carnival Denise. I just don't know how many bags. But I mean, who would not want those gorgeous tulips in their garden? All you need is ever with bulbs, you do want well-drained, so well-drained pots, well-drained soil. You know, that's very, very important. We cannot emphasise that enough. So wherever you're planting these, they've got to be well-drained. Bulbs hate being sat in lots and lots of water. And with the tulips, they would appreciate a nice sunny spot.
Definitely.
But I just know if you grow Carnival Denise, you know, and you've got friends come around, they'll be really impressed with those.
They'll be asking about them for sure.
You'd be able to say, they're from YouGarden there, and she's known as Carnival Denise.
It's Carnival of Nice, by the way, not Denise.
Oh, yes, yes. We've got a friend called Denise. Now, Denise Robinson, she's a presenter friend of ours. Yes,
she'd love that.
She'd love that, yes, because Denise is very beautiful and quite...
flamboyant.
Flamboyant,
yeah,
yes.
Definitely.
So there you go, Carnival Denise. Right, who was it that asked to see these?
Alison.
Alison. Morning, Alison.
I think it was.
Yes, it was Alison.
I have to turn Stu up. I can't hear him.
Can you not?
Oh, there we go.
I can hear him.
What? You just shouted. Right, yeah. So Alison was asking to see the Coprosma eclipse. So this is the Coprosma. I absolutely adore this one. It's also known as the mirror plant because the foliage that you've got on here, first of all, is all those gorgeous, gorgeous colours.
I mean, yeah, the colour's amazing.
But it's so glossy. You know, it looks like a mirror. You won't be able to see a reflection in it, but it is so very glossy.
I'm quite pleased about that, actually.
It's a semi-evergreen as well. So, you know, depending on where you've got it, the chances are you might actually keep a lot of the foliage on there too.
I'm looking at the colour of the foliage though. I mean, the edges, the pink there is amazing, isn't it?
It is so amazing. And when it's contrasted with the dark brown that you've got of those leaves as well, it's incredible. It's a nice compact one too. So this isn't one that's going to take over. It'll go about maybe a couple of feet high, 50, 60 centimetres, and it will only spread by about maybe 30 or 40 centimetres. So if you wanted to keep this in a pot somewhere, it's compact enough for you to keep in a pot. Or great if you've got smaller spaces to fill.
Well, I've never grown this one. Never. I don't know why.
No.
I guess you can't grow everything. But
you can't grow everything.
I would like to try. But
you do also get white flowers on it in the summertime too. And just imagine that white against that dark foliage and the pink edges on there.
I think I'd like to try this one.
Very, very nice.
So, Alison, let us know. They are half price today, Alison, should point out. And also, for club members, we are looking at a discount club price of $13.47.
I should say it is half hardy, so
But it's about -5, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I just think about where you're putting it. So put it somewhere nice and sheltered. If you are in a more exposed area, then yes, you're probably going to want to give it a little bit of extra protection.
So just bear that in mind, Alison. 561274, and you will get 3 in the 9 centimetre pots, just 13.47. If you're not a club member, by the way, you can join right now and save 10% on your very first order with YouGarden. So do bear that in mind, and basically you're going to get 10% off all our plants, compost pots, and loads of other benefits as well. So you can save money on your very first order today. Right, we're going to move over to my favourite pansy, actually, Pansy Coolwave. I think it's, of all the pansies that I've ever grown, I have to say, I think this is the top performer. I really do.
Yeah.
And we've got some lovely, don't get us wrong, we've got lovely pansies and violas at YouGarden, but this one, the breeding is exceptional. You know, it's very well bred.
Very well bred.
Yeah, it is though.
No, it is, and it was bred specifically for better performance in hanging baskets, though you don't have to. But it will tumble and cascade, and you will be able to create a ball of colour, just like you're seeing in the picture here, if you're using it in hanging baskets. If you want to put it into pots, you absolutely can. It will tumble over the edges of those pots. Each one of these plants should get to about 30 by 30 centimetres. So what you're looking at there is very realistic as to what you could achieve at home.
And I honestly remember when these first came out and I grew them for the very first time, I looked at that picture and I thought, mine are not going to look as good as that. I just thought it was a bit unrealistic, but honestly, it's not. And I have done trials where I've mixed different pansies together in pots and containers and hanging baskets, and the Pansy Coolwave always produces more flowers, and it flowers for 10 months of the year. We kind of say it doesn't flower in July and August, but actually mine did a little bit this year. And please don't think that you have to throw them away at the end of the summer. You don't. They are perennial, so if you want to keep them, just chop them right back, put them in a sort of like shadier corner, and keep them out of the full sun in July and August, and they will bounce back in autumn. So a lot of people just throw them away when they've done the 10 months of flowering, but it's up to you.
Yeah, you can make them come back. They come to you, by the way, in these little packs of 10. They're garden ready packs, which means that they are ready for you to plant out in your garden. You don't need to grow these on at all, but it is a buy one, get one free. But with this one, you do actually need to put 2 in your basket because it's mix and match, okay? So put 2 in your basket if you want 2 of these. Put the code in, and 1 pack will be absolutely free. So half price deal, essentially. And
I actually saw some of these, and they were in 9 cents pots, but I saw them for £2.50 each recently.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, they were in individual pots, but actually, if you look at the size of that, they were not that dissimilar to this size, but they were £2.50 each.
And they get growing really quickly, particularly if you plant them at this time of year. While I know it's getting a bit chilly in the mornings, but it's still nice and warm and still got a decent amount of light. They're going to romp away really, really quickly.
And the only thing is just keep taking off the dead flowers during the winter months. Give them the odd feed, and you're getting your free blooming fast as well. But they are amazing. And lots of you joining us this morning. We would love to hear from you. We're live, of course, right now, and we will be live till 12:30 today. So if you want to email the Potting Shed, it's ygtv@yougarden.com. My name's Shaun Ryan, this is Bex Edwards. You don't get to see Stu, he's like locked away out there, but he's doing all the technical things. Yeah. He's good, he's really good, isn't he?
Although he's got a special camera. I told him he needs to set it up. He's got this special camera.
We need to see Stu.
So we were talking about maybe setting it up in there, so when we reference him, he can just cut to that
I think that'd be great.
I think we should do it.
I do. Yeah. I think Stu's part of the team. You need to see him. Right, our best-selling product here at YouGarden is our premium professional compost. So just, if you are new, this is a compost we use on the nursery. Outside of this potting shed, there's 11 acres of glorious plants, and even in the middle of winter, there are always great plants. There's more out there in the summertime, of course, but there's always gorgeous plants. And anything that we grow on the nursery, anything like our ready-made hanging baskets, whenever we plant bare roots, like roses, for example, so they are all grown in our premium professional compost. So the bottom line is, it has to be the best. Yeah. And it is a commercial product. So when it arrives, you're not going to get loads of sort of like marketing spiel. Ooh, 0.05% of added seaweed. Woo! It's none of that. It's a commercial product, and that's why it arrives in the plain packaging. But the formulation of this compost has been perfected over many years. We'll just give you the headlines. So you've got 50% composted wood fibre. Look at the texture, amazing. Yeah,
it makes a really open, lovely texture, which means it's really important for root development. There's space for roots to grow, and there's access to oxygen, which is really important as well.
So all of the oxygen can be accessed, water, feed. You have got slow release fertiliser in here. Those are the little green balls. daffodils. 3 different types of peat.
Yeah, some of it's renewable, so we've got sphagnum moss peat in there. The other stuff which isn't renewable, we've reduced that content down. It's still there, so we're still getting the goodness from it, but obviously we're keeping an eye on those environmental needs, and we've reduced that right down. It's also got a pH buffer in here, which means that it's great for pretty much everything you're going to plant in it.
Apart from acid-loving plants, and we've got an ericaceous compost for those. And then finally, you have got a wetting agent. So basically, if ever the compost dries out, and that can even happen in the winter on a windy day, then when you rewater, the water sticks straight to the compost and rehydrates it pretty much instantly. So you are going to get 2 big 50-litre bags. Do the maths at home, by the way.
Yeah.
You're getting £5 worth of Blooming Fast as well. So actually, when you take off the value of your free gift, it's just under £20 for 100 litres. If you're a club member, your price works out about £17.50. You know, if you take away what the added value of that free gift is. But it is amazing, and you get free delivery as well. 101.25. Now, something that I'm thinking of doing, I haven't done it yet because I'm still waiting for the tree to be chopped back a bit, but I'm thinking of doing a whole area in my garden with the ornamental spruce bark mulch. The reason being, I've got this really dreadful area underneath eucalyptus, always covered in rubbish, loads of weeds there, and it's very difficult to grow anything there as well. So I'm thinking of just covering the whole area with this and then just having pots on there. But this is great as a top dressing in pots.
Yeah, definitely. It looks really pretty. It obviously helps to suppress weeds from growing through. It does. Yes, you did make a pot with this.
Oh, it's outside.
No, but it does look really pretty. Yeah, go for it.
I'll get
it,
it, Stu.
stops those weeds from just growing through. But also, the extra benefit that this is going to give you is that. What was I going to say? The extra benefit that it gives you is that it actually becomes a little duvet for any of those plants that need that extra winter protection. So there's multiple benefits to it. Another great one for this is that actually if you've got it in a...
Hang on, sorry, which camera are you on now? Okay.
If you put it into your borders and you've got quite wide borders and you need to walk in there, it stops you from getting all mud and everything on your shoes, because obviously this will stop that from happening. So loads and loads of benefits to it. Sean's brought his pot in.
Yeah.
The top dressed pot, it looks so pretty, doesn't it? It looks so much better than the bare compost.
It really does. Elaine's in the chat, and Elaine, how many bags have you bought now?
It's quite a few.
Yeah, and it's still half price. It's only $13.49 for club members, including delivery as well. But it's very attractive. I've seen a lot of ornamental barks that are just nothing like this in terms of aesthetics. It's really, really pretty. But there are so many added benefits as well, as Bex was just saying there. So I am going to do a whole area around my eucalyptus. I just haven't quite got round to it yet.
Yeah, but it won't take long either, will it? Get a few bags, split the bag, throw it in. It's not going to take long. I mean, you do want to go around and weed a little bit first.
That's what I need to do, see.
Yeah, go around and weed before you do it. Put this down, and that will, I can't guarantee you won't get any weeds, but it'll certainly help to suppress it.
And by the way, if you have got lots of weeding to do right now, tidying up in the garden, don't forget our heavy-duty pots are on the show as well. There's the details. I love these. Do you know, I was gardening all day yesterday, and I can honestly say I use these pretty much all day long. So I've got these with Christmas trees growing in. Now, they will be moved at Christmas time to the front of the house. I will decorate the pots to make them look a bit more festive and attractive. My tomato plants, I've still got a few hanging on that are growing in them right now, but they do amazing there. Whenever I'm just doing little garden jobs and I've got lots of things that I'm using, like my secateurs, my fork, my trowel, anything like that, those plants I don't know what to do with. That's a unanimous that I'm not in love with, so it's just hidden at the back. Compost, our premium compost, I always decant the compost into the heavy-duty pots because I just find it a lot easier to work from those when I'm potting up in my greenhouse and things like that. So they are absolutely brilliant. They are so heavy-duty, and they are 30 litres, so great for growing things in as well. And all you need to do, don't forget, is use the code to get all of the promotions on the show, which is YGTV3924. That is a promotional code that is available to get all of those offers and your free gifts as well. Now, if you just joined us, by the way, we started earlier, so we're now live on a Sunday at 9:30. I mean, we did look a bit rough half an hour ago, but our faces have woken up. Mine has now. Coffee's kicked in. That chocolate white cookies kicked in Bex's sugar levels. But yeah, we're now live from 9:30 till 12:30 on a Sunday. And then if you've got TikTok, you can watch us on TikTok from 1:30 till 3:30 on Sunday as well, which is good. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got some houseplants and all sorts. That is in the afternoon. But yeah, we're still live from 9:30 till 12:30 every Sunday until next year. And obviously the hours might extend when we get more into peak season in February, March time. Loads of people in the chat.
Yeah, good morning, Elaine, Neil, Glyn. Everyone's chatting away, talking about deliveries. Daffodil bulbs were delivered. Going to be planting those soon. Elaine got 6 bags of the mulch.
6, Elaine.
6 bags of the ornamental spruce bark mulch. Elaine's saying her busy Lizzies have finally been bitten by the frost, so they've started to give up now. It's going to happen, isn't it, this time of year?
Yeah, I popped in to see my mum on the way to work, and hers literally have gone over in the last 2 days.
Really?
Yeah. But that just means, Elaine, that just means that it's time to put all your autumn and winter bedding in. See?
And Dingo sent us an email. He says, morning, everyone. Another great delivery from you lot. Got something to keep me busy this week. Hang on, I'll just mirror the screen so I can show the pictures. Everything will be planted in pots, then pots set in the border. So if I need to move something, I just lift the pot. Easy. Photos will follow. So cheers, Dingo. Oh, look, yes, he's got all of his bulbs delivered. So what we've got Scilla peruviana, we've got the fritillaria, gladiolus. You've got the snake's head fritillaria as well.
And he's got the white muscari.
Love it. Oh, yeah, from Muscari albums.
Yeah, I liked those.
And the other muscaris as well. So I hope you're going to mix those muscaris in together.
That's a nice selection of bulbs.
That is a lovely selection. What's the other picture
good choice.
Hang on.
Well, good choice is, I should say.
Oh, and more pictures as well. So, what we've got there. That is Miner's Merlot, isn't it?
No, I think isn't that the lobelia at the back?
Oh, yes, no, you're right, it is. It's lobelia. Yeah. And Merlot there, look,
that's the speciosa, isn't it? The lobelia.
And then some kind of polyanthus in there as well.
I mean, I don't think we can work out which polyanthus they are.
Not
until the flower, but great.
Lovely, that's going to keep you busy for a little while.
Don't forget with the lobelia, make sure you keep slugs away from it and hardy to -5-ish. Just bear that in mind. I'm sure you remember that.
So do send us any pictures. YGTV@yougarden.com is the email address. I was talking to my mum yesterday because she tunes in. I was like, you should send us a message, Mum. Send us an email.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know how to do that.
Oh, bless.
So I'm going to have to show her.
Bless.
Not that she would.
But we want to hear from you because you do know how to send pictures.
Yes, you do.
We know you do. Right, we're going to move on to, because we've got some great autumn winter bedding coming in. So if your summer bedding's just gone over, however, we have got our deal of the week for you right now. So every week we do a deal of the week. And today it is the Philadelphus Snowbell. Now, these are normally best part of £10 each. We are doing all 3 of them in 9cm pots for just £7.49. So for club members, if you're one of our many 45,000 club members, your discount price is £6.74. So they work out about £2.25 each. And the thing about Philadelphus, I mean, beautiful flowers that are just pure white and stunning against that green foliage. But it is the fragrance that is outstanding. And it's often known as mock orange because it's a lovely kind of fresh citrusy smell. And I know that when you have this in your garden and it flowers sort of June-ish time, when you walk past this, the fragrance is just, I'm not going to say intoxicating, because I think intoxicating sometimes means that it's a little bit heavy, but it's really fresh and beautiful, isn't it?
Fresh, beautiful, citrus scent, like a sweet citrus, because it's the orange citrus scent to it. But not too overpowering, but it is those beautiful layered white flowers, isn't it?
I mean, it's if you use floor cleaners or polishes, the citrus ones I think are beautiful. I love citrus smells, and this is absolutely delightful. But I think the flowers are so pretty. I love white in the garden, don't you?
So very pretty, and I think this will work great in borders. It's going to get to a decent size. It can get to probably a good 3-4 feet height and spread here. So I think in a mixed border, this will look great. But it's also one that you could happily keep in a pot as well, isn't it? Yeah,
you just have to make sure you've got a decent sized pot. I mean, not initially. You could put it in a 30 centimetre to start with, but as it grows and establishes, you would need to obviously start increasing the size of the pots that it's in. Right, keep those messages coming in.
Yes, I just want to. Sorry, I just want to say hello to Matt. Haven't seen your name in the chat before.
Hello, Matt. Morning.
But Matt is saying he's received his orange and lemon trees yesterday. Awesome plants and super fast delivery as always. So that's wonderful.
Great.
We do have the Citrus Grove collection on the show as well, so we will bring that one in later on. So thank you for that message, Matt.
Now, this collection is all garden readies. Now we're going to start with the favourite. I think the favourite was the Sweet William, wasn't it? Yay!
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I'm on form today, Bex,
You're right on it, aren't you?
Makes a change.
The lovely Dianthus gem or Sweet William. Absolutely adore these. Beautiful, gorgeous fragrance that you get from Sweet Williams. Prolific flowering as well. You get so many flowers from these. I mean, as you can see from the picture, look, it really does flower so well. You barely see any foliage with this one. And super easy to look after. You just need to deadhead to encourage these to come through. They don't get massive, but they will get to about maybe 40, 50 centimetres in height. And if you think about that, with covered in all those beautiful bicoloured blooms, the fragrance you're going to get is incredible. RHS have given us their badge of perfect for pollinators. It's an incredibly wildlife-friendly plant, bringing in those pollinators. Right from now, it'll flower through winter, so it's a really good one to have in your garden.
It's a brilliant, if you want really kind of like strong winter colours, then that is definitely one to go for, because they're really quite intense, aren't they? We've called it the gem variety, and I can sort of, let's see, rubies in there and all sorts, but they are really strong. You've got the white ones as well, and some slightly lighter colours, but a really beautiful colour mix, and giving you that colour all the way through winter. Amazing. Now they are part of the buy one get one free mix and match, so you can mix and match those with any of the others that we've got here on the table. And we're going to move on to one that I absolutely love. And these are the Viola teardrops. I think these are the cutest flowers that you can imagine. And we were saying, when we look at these close up, you see lots of different faces.
I like the grumpy face. Have we got any grumpy faces? Yeah, look.
Yeah, there's a grumpy one.
These are my favourite. And that one looks quite happy, in actual fact. That one looks a bit grumpy. These are my favourite of the Look, that one looks so mad.
It does, doesn't it?
Honestly, it makes me so happy to see these, because they look
to me, that's
so
like a
angry.
That's like a screaming toddler.
Yeah. That's what makes me really happy about
Give me
these
some
Violas.
sweets.
Whenever I'm looking at them, I'm always looking for the grumpy little faces.
Yeah, but
absolutely adore them.
But actually, when you look at the overall, say presence of these, when you look at them en masse, it's just joyous, isn't it? You see all of these different faces, different colours. You've got bicolours, tricolours. You've got solid yellow there. So everyone looks to me like it's got its own personality. And again, these are going to flower all through the autumn, the winter, the springtime. Fully winter hardy to at least -20. Just keep deadheading. So as the flowers go over, just take them off. Don't let them form seeds, because then they'll just so I think they've done their job. So keep taking those off, and they will flower all the way through the autumn, the winter, and say into the springtime as well.
You nailed it there with the personality. That's the thing.
That's what I see.
They truly have personality, don't they? Every single one that you look at has got its own little personality.
And there's so many in that mix, so many wonderful colours. And I think winter colour is so important. There's some things that I like about them, but there's a lot of things that most people get down by the end of winter, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
So just to have those outside your front door, so when you go to work, you open up the front door, when you're coming back from work, you see those pots of colour. When you're inside and it's too miserable to go out, you can just look out your window. Like Bex, you've got a table outside your kitchen window.
I love it. Love looking out at that table, because I just fill that with pots over the winter, because we're not using the table, so just fill it with pots so I can see all of that gorgeous colour. Do check us out online. You can go to YouGarden.com. If you click on the Live Now button, it'll take you through to our show page, and then you can scroll through and you can get ahead and you can have a look at what we've got available. Look, Live Now, that's the one you're looking for, and then that's where you watch the show online.
I love that picture. What you were doing there, Bex,
I've no idea, but you think it was quite funny by the looks of it.
I love it.
But if you just scroll through, you can see all of the things we've selected. You can shop the entire website, but these are the ones that we've selected for today. All the garden readies there, that's on that mix and match. That includes the Pansy Cool Waves as well. We've got the bulbs there, which are on the 3 for 2 mix and match. We've got all the pot deals as well. So you can get ahead and you can start looking at what you want to see.
I'm just going to be honest. There's a calistemon on there, the pink one, that we probably aren't going to go to live, but I didn't realise it was only $14.99. That's really good. I mean, so look, it's a hot pink one, and I'll be honest, it's slightly, I say it's not out of season. I mean, the winter hard it's about -4, but we're clearing the stock about $14.99. So sorry, we weren't going to go to it. I'm thinking I'd quite like the pink one. Yeah, so...
well, if we need it, we can grab it. It's outside.
That's really good. So, 'cause I love callistemons, but that's a pink one.
Yeah.
It's really rare.
Hot pink.
Yeah, but we're obviously clearing the stock because... yeah. So on the website, it is a high price. That's why I was getting confused. But on YGTV, if you use our offer code, it's only $14.99. Sorry, my head was thinking it was $19.99. Bex and I would talk about it for the show. It was like, should we bring it at the potting shed? We're like, well, it's on the website, you know. But at $14.99,
it's a great price.
It's
a good size.
But obviously, it's not in flower now. It's not going to be. But next year, that'll be absolutely amazing. There it is. So yes. So I'm busy shopping. 510237. Now we've also got Pansy Britannia. I was going to start singing Real Britannia there because this is the. It's my head. This is the Pansy Matrix Britannia. Now again, they are in the mix and match with the Violas and the Sweet Williams and the Pansy Cool Wave that we talked about. So you can mix match and you get the cheapest one free. But these are the Matrix. Now, love these because, first of all, they are a bigger size flower. So the Matrix have got big, big flowers. They're also bred to be on shorter stems, so they're a lot more weather resistant. So if it's rainy, if it's windy, they are very, very resilient to adverse weather conditions in the winter time. And again, they are repeat flying. We've called them Britannia. It's not quite red, white and blue. I mean, you don't get red pansies as such, but it's like a very deep sort of like browny red colour you're getting. But they're really strong and say one of the largest flowers pansies that we do.
That's what I like about these actually. It's the size of the flower that you get on here. In contrast to the violas, you get smaller flowers on the violas and lots of them, whereas you get less flowers on the Britannia, but they're big.
And Bex, would you mind just giving me a Pansy Cool Wave? So that's just to give you an idea. Just take one off, Bex. Go on. It'll be fine. So the Pansy Cool Wave, which we love and adore, the Cool Wave is more trailing, the Matrix is upright, but look, there's a big difference in terms of size. So that's the Pansy Cool Wave, just to give you a perspective. That is the Matrix. Personally speaking, I think they look really good all mixed together. I love having different sized pansies and violas, different combinations, but equally the Matrix look great by themselves like that, don't they?
Yeah, and you could mix these up actually because you could put your Pansy Cool Waves around the edges of your hanging baskets and you could put the Britannia Matrix in the middle of your hanger baskets because they've got that lovely upright stem to them.
That would make perfect sense. Right, so we're really busy today. Looks like a lot of you like our early starts. Yeah. When our alarm went off, what time was your alarm?
Mine went off at 6:30.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was 5:45, but then you live closer.
You're a bit further away, aren't you?
Yeah. I need about 10 coffees to get me going. Right, but let's remind you of everything we've seen so far. So the violas, remember 401232. You get 10 garden ready, but you can get an extra 10 free. But you can mix and match. Then the Sweet Williams.
Yes.
Gem.
The Dianthus Gem 401179. 10 garden ready plants for you. Remember, just put the ones you want in your basket, and then enter the code, and 1 pack will be free.
Absolutely. Then we've also got. On the show today, the Heliopsis Funky Spinner. Do you know,
my favourite.
Neither of us have got these. Again, you can't grow everything in your garden, but we both looked and said we actually absolutely need these because we've walked around the nursery and the Heliopsis right now are one of the most beautiful, beautiful plants. They're in full flower. You've got gorgeous oranges and ochres and yellows, but contrast against that foliage, they are spectacular. Bex, these would have been flying since sort of July time, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they normally start around July and they keep going. So midsummer, these are going to come up for you. But the thing that I love about these is that they're late flowering. So we've been saying, haven't we? I mean, even Elaine's talking about flowers that are just starting to give up in the garden. These actually will keep going for you. So when some of those busy Lizzies and other things are stopping, these should keep going for you. I really want to plant these next to or near my Rudbeckias because they're going to flower at similar times and obviously the colour combination. And I also want to get hold of that echinacea, the papillo orange, because I think the yellow of the Rudbeckia, the orange of the echinacea mixes perfectly with the colours you've got in this Heliopsis.
And I spent the whole day in the garden yesterday, and it was I don't know what it's like where you live, but it was a perfect...
Gorgeous day yesterday, wasn't it?
It was like the most perfect
warm
September.
As well. Yeah.
It was the skies were clear. There was warmth in the sun, but there was still that little bit of a Christmas on a morning, and when the sun set, it was actually beautiful. But I did walk on my garden and think, I could do with a bit more autumn colour.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of my perennials, went over months ago. But if they were in your garden right now, that's what they'd look like.
Yeah.
About 60 centimetres?
About 60 centimetres in height. Each plant will spread as well, so you will be able to form clumps from this, and then you can divide those clumps and you can spread them around your garden. I just love that the flower itself looks very much like the picture that we've got, They're so perfect that it looks like they're picture perfect, basically.
They really are. And fully winter hard. And we should have said, by the way, anything that you buy from YouGarden that is classed as fully winter hardy. It's got like a snowflake symbol. That means it's got a lifetime guarantee. So if anything happens to this in your lifetime, then we would replace it for free. All you do is pay the postage. There's some serious roots going on there.
Yeah,
Bex.
serious roots. This is the quality that we bring you. This is why we try and show you the roots as much as possible when we're in the potting shed, so that you can see these have been grown on in these pots. It's not something that we've just put in there into a 9 centimetre pot and charging you more money for it. Yeah, actually, Stu's right. Some of these we had to trim the roots off because they were really poking out the bottom. So yeah, they really are incredibly strong, raring to grow in your gardens.
I think, and the price again, $14.97, $13.47 for discount club members as well. But yeah, there are, if you're looking at your garden right now, and you think it's lacking colour when it comes to your perennials, then definitely go for the Heliopsis. I think the other name for that one is the false sunflower as well, because they're a little bit sunflower-esque. But also on the show today, and so don't forget we're live till 12:30 now, 9:30 to 12:30. We have got some absolutely outstanding deals with pots. And we've got Keke. We call this one Keke D. I don't know why, and so it's Keke D if you're watching. But Stu just said she's not. How do you know, Stu?
Well, you never know. Maybe.
Do you know, right, true story, right? I'll make this brief. But I used to work for another shopping channel, and I'd only been there about 6 months, and I happened to mention like a pop star on air, and I said something slightly derogatory. And
they were watching.
They faxed in.
Faxed in? That's how long ago it was?
Yes, I'm not joking. I mean, I've never ever been so shocked. Because we were selling. I should explain. We were selling CD collections, and I made some flip comment about this pop star, and they faxed in.
Oh.
And I'd only just started the job. I was like, I'm going to get sacked now, But yeah, it was bizarre.
Who was it?
I mean, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it was David Van Day from Dollar.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But yeah.
That's cool.
So yes. If he's watching again, 25 years later, apologies for that comment 25 years ago. But anyway, yeah, it's the most bizarre thing I've ever known. Anyway, we completely digress because we're going to talk about our Keke planters. Buy one and have to get it free. Buy
one, get 3 absolutely free.
That's
so put one in your basket, enter the code, 3 more will magically appear. And I adore them. I love the design. I love the colour. They look more like terracotta than real terracotta. But they're not. They're plastic. But they're UV stabilised. They're frost resistant, which means they're not bad plastic. They're not going to get brittle because of the cold and the heat. They are designed to last for a long time, but they're the great size.
Yeah, and I mean, working out for club members, just over £2 each. And we cannot emphasise enough, so many of us now get a selection of pots that we rotate around. So I'm just thinking, your outside maybe you've got an outside table and chairs, and you're not going to be using it during the winter. Just put pots on it and put bulbs in here. I mean, the crocus that we had earlier would be great. I would say the Rip Van Winkle would be great in here because they're not too big.
Even the anemones, because they don't get too tall. They only get about 25, 30 centimetres. You could put a few of those in there.
Most of the bulbs that we've got would be fantastic on these, but also any of the autumn winter bedding, so the Pansy wave, the Violas, the Britannia, they would all look fantastic in these. And you are getting fantastic drainage as well, great drainage. I cannot emphasise enough, this winter, if you lost plants last winter and bulbs and things like that, chances are that you just didn't have enough drainage. We had such a wet autumn, winter and spring, it just never stopped raining, did it? And it might be completely different this winter, but good drainage is always important anyway. And you've got 8 fantastic drainage holes already in there.
Yeah, and I like that you can change over your displays. So if you want to do seasonal displays, you can do that very cheaply, basically, using these. It's not going to take loads of plants and it's not going to take loads of compost. So it's one that you could easily and quickly change over.
We should have said, by the way, postage-wise, it's $6.99 per order. Or if you spend over £40, you will get free delivery. And if you didn't quite hear what I said, there you go. Free pippy when you spend over 40. Bex,
where did you put the olive green planters, Shaun?
I think they're on the. I think they're on the trolley. Are they on the trolley? There you go. Right. I tell you why. I moved the olive green planters, which are coming up, because I'm thinking of buying several of them for the pub garden. So I was like, kind of like.
I saw you pick them up, so I thought you'd brought them in, but they weren't there.
No. What I actually did. I actually just had a discussion about them and I was trying to decide how many I'd actually buy. So yes, I did pick them up, but I didn't bring them in. But I did talk about them and I did admire them. But yeah, I'm thinking of getting these for the pub garden. So I look after our pub garden in the village, and it's quite a traditional pub. It's like a 16th century pub, and I don't want anything too modern. I want more classic things. And to me, this is a classic kind of. It looks like a ceramic glazed pot, but actually it's man-made. So lightweight, UV resistant, frost-proof, but don't they look classy?
I love that colour. It looks like a farrow and ball colour, you know?
It does.
It definitely looks like that kind of colour palette. Apparently it looks like the Teresa green colour of farrow and ball. Stu's saying he remembers that as a colour because he got sent to buy a pot of that and he thought it was a joke. Teresa green. Apparently it's a real colour.
It has got that kind of sophisticated palette to it, hasn't it?
It has. I've got one of these, actually. I've got one of my aces in one. I've got one. It's a slightly larger one, but absolutely adore it. Love the glossy finish on there. Love that little design as well. And of course, you know, it's a great size for a few different things here, because you could put bushes in here. You could put standards in here. Any of our lovely standards that we've got would look great. I think you could put the Heliopsis in here.
I was just going to
say
that. That would
winter bedding.
Look at that.
Yeah, that would be amazing colour combination there. So yeah, they are fantastic. The only thing I would point out is that there is only one hole. So either you want to drill more holes in, which is fine. It's much easier to do that in a plastic pot than it is in a ceramic or terracotta pot, or just make sure you put plenty of drainage in the bottom.
Yeah,
you know,
so
loads of stones and things.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But they are stunning, and you would never know that they were not a ceramic pot that cost. I mean, if that was ceramic in the garden centre, I'd think £30 for one.
At least,
yeah. 35 maybe even. But no, they're working out. I mean, club members, they work out £8.10 each. It's amazing.
Great price. Hello, by the way, to Angela and Amanda, who are both watching on Facebook.
Hello.
Good morning to you. Angela says her asters are blooming. I need to check mine, actually, because the buds were all there, so I need to see if they popped out. I didn't have my usual wander this morning.
I've got a few. My asters are out. I don't have many though, but they're out, yeah. My mum's look amazing.
At this time of year. It's amazing plant at this time of year.
And you get some really nice, intense colours with asters.
Beautiful,
yeah. Right, so yeah, if you want to go for those, look, get some more pots and plant some bulbs in them and so rotate around. And then we've also got,
here they are.
We did remember to bring the Durham in.
I got the Durhams. Got the Durhams. Here you go. So this is the other little deal that we've got for you on the pots. These have got plenty of drainage holes in there and those channels for them to go away from. It is a buy one, get one free again. I like that kind of matte finish that you've got on here, that aged look that you've got on here.
I think it makes it look more real, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So put one in your basket, enter the code, another one will be put in there absolutely free, and a really good size here.
And don't forget, all of our lovely gardening friends that are watching, you will get today, your free gift is your Blooming Fast. It's our premium best-selling fertiliser, really high in your NPK, and you've got all your trace elements and minerals, but you get that free with every order. Sometimes, and it's always worth playing around a bit with your basket, sometimes it works out better to place separate orders if you're collecting the free gifts. Sometimes it works out better just to do one order and get the free postage over £40. So the choice is yours, but you get that free with every individual order. So even if you placed an order with us when we went live at 9:30 and now you're placing another, you would get a separate free gift as well. All of our packaging, by the way, just quickly, if you are new.
You got it there, yeah?
Yes, it is all, this is, I mean, Obviously, it depends what you order in terms of the size of the box. If you're ordering the bulbs, they will not arrive in this box. But all of our packaging is 100% recyclable. So this would have like, you know, fairly big plants in it. We've got all the correct information for the courier, so they know exactly which way up it should be. You've got ventilation in there as well. But we've got 30 different types of packaging here at YouGarden. So depending on what you buy, what your order contains, will depend on what box it goes in. Sometimes you'll get airbags in there as well, if it's something that could potentially move around. Sometimes plants are tied up slightly if it's something like a cordyline. But we really do invest in our packaging to make sure that your plants arrive in premium condition. The little rule we will say is when they do arrive, particularly if it's things like plug plants, do give them water. They might have been in transit for 24, 48 hours, so just make sure you do give them a little water as soon as they arrive, and that is it.
Right, let's take it on to the hydrangea, shall we? Yeah, it's been the year of the hydrangea. We've talked about it a lot because it's just been
It has, hasn't it?
It's been wet weather, let's face it. Yeah, and hydrangeas absolutely adore that, you know? And we've got an amazing hydrangea for you here. It's the serrata, the Euphoria Pink, which is actually runner-up at the Chelsea Flower Show in 2023. So second place, which is amazing, silver medal.
I mean,
that is still absolutely incredible.
I think if you get just shortlisted to the final 10 at Chelsea, you're delighted. But to come second, that is very, very impressive.
I adore this though. So I mean, the foliage that you've got on here. Look at those gorgeous pink tones you've got in there. The variegation that you've got with the greens and the creams as well.
I mean, let's be honest. You would grow that just for the foliage.
I would absolutely. Yeah. But you've got the added bonus that in the summertime you get the flowers on here as well.
And look at this. This was taken at the nursery. Was it June?
June time, yeah. The flowers match the colour of the pink of the variegation on the leaves. It's incredible. I actually went out into the nursery back in June to have a little look at these. So let's have a look in the sunshine at the hydrangeas. So here I am at... So here I am at the nursery, and this is the hydrangea, the serrata, the Euphoria Pink, and it is one of the most dazzling varieties of hydrangea. You've got gorgeous pink flowers on here, but it's offset perfectly by the dazzling variegated foliage. You've got creams, you've got greens, and that new foliage that comes through is a beautiful pink colour. Now, this is actually an award winner because last year at the Royal Horticultural Society Chelsea Flower Show, this was runner-up. This got second place, which is an absolutely amazing accolade to have. One thing to remember with this hydrangea is it actually flowers on last year's growth. So do bear that in mind when you are trimming and pruning. But it's a beautifully compact variety, perfect if you want to put these into borders. But it would work great in a pot as well because this shouldn't get any bigger than about 1 metre by 1 metre. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think you should have it in your garden.
Yeah, I mean, I loved hydrangeas as a kid, but I only remember like the mop heads, and I remember white, pink, and blue. In fact, some neighbours of ours, they had 3 hydrangeas, and they were
white, pink, and blue.
Yeah, they were. But the breeding has been incredible over the past several years, and this is a breeding breakthrough. Second at Chelsea last year, which is quite incredible, but we have got an extra £10 off today. And again, if you're a club member, I know most of you are. We've got 45,000 club members. You're getting those for £9 each. And they are really well established. They come in the 13 centimetre pots. And it is a great time to plant them. You know, it's September is one of the best planting months. I, generally speaking, prefer it than March. I always think if you get a head start, you plant right now, September into October, I'm going to say, because I know we're sort of the end of September. They are great months for planting.
Absolutely.
The ground's warm, the ground's still wet, it's easy to work over. These will get really established, and you will really, really benefit from planting them right now next summertime. They'll be amazing.
I think autumn time is the time for planting your perennials, your winter bedding, and your spring bulbs. When we get to spring, it's about planting your summer bedding. So I would argue that this is the most important time in the gardening calendar.
I agree. And the only things that, you know, you might be a little bit wary of planting at this time of year is things that are not maybe fully hardy. But anything like this that is fully winter hardy, it's a great, great time to plant it, and an amazing price for it right now. It is deciduous, so don't wait. It will lose its leaves in the winter time. So don't plant it and then, you know, gets to November and think, oh my word, died. It's not. It's died. It will lose its leaves, but you'll get all of those new buds in springtime, and it will. You should get a really good selection of flowers next year because look at the size
definitely.
And then many more as the years progress. Now, if you want to be part of the group chat, you can do that live on Facebook. You can do it on YouTube, or you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com.
Yeah, a little bit going on in the YouTube chat. Neil's saying the funky spinners are lovely. Definitely going in my basket. Like Beck's, they'd go next to my Rudbeckia for even more late colour. Great idea, Neil. Fantastic. Eleanor, bless you, planted about 600 bulbs yesterday. Now I can't move again.
Oh. Yes.
I mean, well done on getting that
job
done. That's excellent.
Yeah, you should just sit and rest today. And
cup of tea, sit down, watch us.
And think about what those bulbs are going to look like next springtime. So well done, 600 bulbs. That takes some doing, doesn't it?
Oh, and Grimmy sent us a message saying, Sweet Williams ordered Thursday, arrived Saturday. That's quick. And looking great straight out of the box. So that's it. That's them in the box, look. Looking fantastic. It's coming, Stu.
Have you mirrored?
Have I mirrored? I'm mirroring. No, he's with it.
There we go.
He's here. There they are, look.
So I was talking about, if you're new to YouGarden, that gives you a really good idea of how they arrive. I mean, that's how you want your plants to arrive, isn't it?
I mean, you open that box and instantly that's going to put a smile on your face, isn't it?
And can we just say, if ever you place an order and when it arrives, you're not happy for whatever reason. You've got to imagine, like we send out millions of parcels every year. So if ever the odd one arrives and it's not perfect, please let us know. We don't want you to sit home and be disgruntled. Ring our customer service team and they will do their very best to put it right, to more than make it up to you. So do bear that in mind. We've got amazing customer service because we don't want you to be a one-off customers. We want you to be part of our YouGarden family. So yes, definitely. So always get in touch if something isn't quite right. So love those. Then we've also got the Azelia, which is star style.
Yeah, this one's quite an interesting one because actually the flowers that you get on here match the shape of the foliage, but they are bright pink, hot pink. They're like ribbons. They're like, I don't know, they're incredible.
They're like they're almost like a crimson.
They are. They're a lovely bright pink, aren't they? And it is like this spiky flower that looks very much like the spiky foliage.
They remind me ever slightly, the flowers, of Loropetalum.
Yeah.
Ever so, because they are like ribbons. The foliage is completely different.
Yeah.
And I've got these, and they do flower. I mean, they're supposed to flower sort of April, May time, but you can often get a fluttering of flowers in the autumn too. Not as many, generally speaking.
Not as many, but you do get them around now. Mine have got a few on there as well. And that's what it can look like sort of in April and May time. It is evergreen, so you've always got that glorious foliage. The only thing you really need to think about here is making sure that you put it in ericaceous compost.
It's an acid-loving plant.
It's an acid-loving plant, yeah. So for that reason, mine is kept in a pot because I don't have acid soil in my garden. So I keep it in a pot. It stays nice and compact. Doesn't get tall. Gets to about, 40 centimetres, 50 centimetres, but it will spread more than that. So it's a really good one at sort of ground cover if you want to put it into borders.
I know that feeling, staying short but spreading.
Happens to us all.
Yeah. We've both been gymming recently, haven't we?
I know. I've got some good muscle aches going on at the moment because I've been at the gym. Feels nice.
I'm going on holiday in a few weeks, and I know I'll put on loads of weight because going on a cruise. I mean, I've put on like a stone on a cruise before, so so I always try and go on reasonably slim.
It's all inclusive, isn't it? Yeah. So you just like, oh yeah.
And like even I mean, it's a nightmare. Some of them even have like pizzas at 3 a.m. So like
yummy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but... So
it's
anyway...
fine, that's what holidays are for.
I know. But that stays nice and compact, but does spread. And that is 511393. Right, if you've just joined us, good morning. We are live till 12:30 today, don't forget. So these are the new hours, 9:30 till 12:30. Loads of deals. Your freebie is your Blooming Fast, which is worth £5. That's free with every order. We've got free delivery if you spend over £40, but you always need to use a code, which today is YGTV3924. Let's remind you of some of the great things we've seen so far this fabulous Sunday morning. And the Crocus tricolour, you've absolutely loved these, and you get 30 bulbs of a really good size. They will flower, I mean, they're one of the first to flower, so we're talking February in general. That's time the crocus comes in. And do you know what? You can put these anywhere. They're great in pots. They're great in your borders. They are fantastic in lawns as well. You often see these in lawns because you're obviously not cutting your lawn at that time of year rather. And these are tricolour. So you've got a lovely kind of yolky centre, then you've got like a whitey pale blue, and then that gorgeous, really beautiful, almost like a cornflower blue. So they are a stunning variety. I think that's my favourite we've had this year actually. 600 076, 30 bulbs, but they are in the mix and match. So any of the bulbs that are in this promotion, you can mix and match. The cheapest you will get free. Then we've got the most popular, and like, you've got to get these in your basket, I'm going to say today, because there is a bit of a shortage of bulbs this year, and this is a beauty. She has been the most popular choice this week, and she's known as Carnival Denise. And I mean, have you ever seen such a beautiful tulip? I mean, look at the form of the actual flower. Look at the way the petals are coloured. These amazing red just swirling through the white petals, and quite a full flower as well. You know, it's not like a traditional tulip shape. It's I don't know. It's not. I'm not going to say it's like. I was going to say a cross between a rose and a peony, almost, isn't it? Really lovely, absolutely glorious. Quite a tall tulip, about 40 to 50 centimetres. Imagine that as a cut flower as well. So that is definitely on my list today, 600 033. But I know a lot of you are putting baskets together. Get that one in as soon as you possibly can. Then we've got a gorgeous Narcissus. Now this is known as quail. It's a traditional daffodil in essence. Look at the colour, look at the shape of the flower. However, you can get several flowers on one stem, so up to 4 on a single stem. So it's going to look really, really pretty. Sort of mid-size, and for me, no spring garden is complete without daffodils. I mean, it really isn't. These herald the proper start to spring. These will be flying around about Mother's Day, around about Easter time. Oh, I think Easter's late this year. Or next year, I should say. Anyway, it's always like March, April time, but a really lovely variety. I think you get 30 really good sized bulbs, 600, 100. Then we've got our anemones. Very, very pretty. These have got that kind of woodland feel to them. They'll flower sort of like March onwards. They have the most gorgeous faces on these, so they remind us a little bit of poppies, but obviously a lot shorter with that gorgeous foliage as well. You get all 75, 600, 319, and again part of our mix and match today. Then another one that's on my list today is the Rip Van Winkle. I mean, this is extraordinary, isn't it? So it is a Narcissus, but I mean, look at the formation of that flower. So it reminded us a little bit of the cactus dahlias, just the way that you've got these fabulous shapes to the flowers. Gorgeous colour as well, mid-size, about 25 to 30 centimetres, so these are great for your pots, your hanging baskets, but it's always good to try something new, isn't it? To have something unusual. You've probably got your traditional daffodils, traditional tulips, your traditional spring flying bulbs, but these are extraordinary. Very, very rare, very unusual, known as Rip Van Winkle. Again, it's 3 for 2 in the mix and match today, 600 092. And then finally, I mean, when I think of hyacinths, I just think of the gorgeous fragrance, don't you? I mean, hyacinths are one of the most fragrant bulbs that you can ever grow. You can grow them in pots and containers inside as well. In fact, hyacinths, you can even grow them in just water. If you've ever seen, there's certain vases you can buy, you can sometimes grow hyacinths with just water. But they're a beautiful bulb. You get all 10 of them, and they're that really strong blue. At just £9.99, part of the 3 for 2 mix and match today, 600 107. But we've also got, now this is really incredible in terms of price, it is our deal of the week. So this week, for a very short amount of time, we are offering you 3 of the Philadelphus snowball. Now, a lot of garden designers, they plant in 3. So imagine your border with 3 of these just spread throughout it, or in 3 matching pots as well. Grow to about 3 foot, 4 foot. Gorgeous white flowers in June time, but it is all about the fragrance. And the Philadelphus, is often known as the mock orange because the scent that you get is the most divine citrus. It is incredible. You cannot miss the smell of a Philadelphus. Now, the Web have got this. They're normally £10 each, or $9.99, I should say. The website have got a deal where they're half price. What we've done is taken that web price of $14.98 and halved it again. So you are paying a quarter of the price for our deal of the week. But again, that is only if you use the code today, YGTV3925. And if that's all you want today, you'll still get your free gift as well, worth $4.99, 510-522. Then we've got our garden weddings. Garden readies, not... I think I just said garden weddings, didn't I? Garden readies. Down-to gems, beautiful, strong colours all the way through autumn and winter, and nice and compact as well, 401179. Ready to plant right now, winter hardy, of course, as well. Then we've got our violas, small flowering pansies, basically, and these have got so many lovely little faces, lots of different varieties, lots of different colours, ready. If your summer baskets and pots have just gone over, I think Elaine said her busy Lizzies have just gone kaput today and finished. It's the end of September, it's going to happen. So why not revamp everything with your violas? And again, it is a buy one, get one free mix and match. All garden ready, no growing on needed. You can put those outside right now, 401232. And then we've also got for you our Britannia mix. Now these are bigger flowers, stronger flowers. They've been bred to have short stems, so they're more wind resistant, they're more weather tolerant, and they have got big flowers. 410009 for the Pansy Matrix Britannia 10 garden ready plants. And the other one we've got in the mix and match is the Pansy Web. Now these are a little bit more expensive, and Pansy Web is a more premium brand, but these are so worth it because they will flower for 10 months of the year. They never stop flowering. They gently cascade and trail, so great for the edge of pots, great for hanging baskets. They will honestly perform like no other pansy that you know. They are absolutely incredible. These are true winter warriors in your garden. And you know what? We class them as, well, a lot of people see these as an annual, and when they go over, they'll die back in July and August. They'll be exhausted, and they'll start to get a bit straggly and leggy, and they'll stop flowering. But if you trim them right back, put them in a slightly shady place, they will come back, and they'll flower the following autumn as well. But again, it's a buy one get one free, 400-967. But good morning. Nice to have your company. You're with myself, Shaun Ryan, and Bex Edwards. Stu is in our little gallery through there. He says hello. Well, he says all right, actually. All right. Yeah, we want to hear from you. We want you to be part of the show, but very important, so many great deals. So start checking out your baskets. Try and get your order to over £40, then you'll get free delivery. And you are going to get a free gift this morning. That is worth $4.99 with every individual order. And it's not something you go, I don't need that. No. You'll go, oh, that's good. So hang on, that'll make 100 litres. 100
litres.
Of plant food.
Of the best plant food.
Yeah, then you look at the back and go, oh, hang on, that's 18-18-24. That's your NPK.
And you've got your trace elements in there as well.
You have. You've got your copper, you've got your iron, you've got your zinc, magnesium. It's all that. I'm not being funny. This isn't just like a plant food that's been randomly put together. It's our top-selling fertiliser here at YouGarden. You're going to get it free. You can try it right now. Now, we've had a question, haven't we, Bex?
Yes, Laura is in the chat. She says, can I ask you a question about the Salix flamingo, please? So there were new big branches growing out of the bottom, and somebody said I needed to cut them as it wasn't the same leaves at the top, but I think they lied, and now I'm worried I've killed both of mine. No, you haven't.
No.
So it's a standard, and you've got branches coming out of the stem. Absolutely, yeah. Cut those ones off. And in actual fact, don't just cut them. So Adam gave me this tip, because if you cut, actually that encourages more growth. But if you can like rub them it then stops the extra growth coming back out again. So you can cut initially, but then if you can kind of rub over it with a nail, or even like the side of your secateurs, if you rub against it, it'll then discourage it to keep sprouting.
And the reason that the leaves will be different colour on the actual stem is because the stem is a different root from the actual top. So if
the top's been grafted on.
So if you look at the top of it, you'll see probably where it was grafted on. There might even be some like wax, some like blue wax. So that is why the leaves coming from the actual stem are different. So Bex is completely right. Get rid of them. Rub them off, so once you've chopped them back, and that will encourage just all the proper growth to be at the top. You don't want those side stems at all.
No, you don't need that.
No.
So yeah, you'll be absolutely fine.
I actually had it with mine.
And they are deciduous, so if you're worried you've killed it, don't worry. It's going to start dropping its leaves now. Mine started to drop its leaves and stuff, but it is so reliable. It comes back every year. It's completely winter hardy, so don't worry about it at all.
And I actually I let mine dry out.
Oh, bless her. She says, "Oh, guys, thank goodness. Thank you so much. I can relax now."
Hey, anyway, right. If it hasn't survived, I'm sure it has,
yes,
it would be covered by a lifetime guarantee anyway.
Absolutely, yeah, so don't worry about
it's fully winter hardy.
They're totally winter hardy. I mean, obviously you need to get them established, but yeah, they should be absolutely fine.
So if it, and I'm sure it is 100% fine, but if not, we would replace it free of charge in independent postage.
Indeed.
So it's a win-win with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're going to take you on to grow your own now, and this is quite an exciting grow your own because this is the cherry bush, the porthos, a cherry bush, not a cherry tree. Now, cherry trees, historically, they get big, don't they? We're talking metres high, 6, 7, 8 metres high.
That's why they used to have the cherry pickers, those big machines where people would get on them and they'd be raised to the top of the tree, wouldn't they?
Exactly that, but not with this. This is going to get a couple of metres high once it gets going, once it gets established, which means that's as tall as it's going to get. You can always be picking without having to get up on ladders and things like that. And it grows all over the bush as well. Once it gets going, once it gets established, you are going to get kilos and kilos worth of fruit from this every single year.
Now, it always amazes me that cherries are so expensive. Even when they're in season, they're still expensive, aren't they? You never pick up a punnet of cherries and go, oh, that's good, it's 50p or a pound. They're always like £3-4 for the smallest little punnet. So this will produce kilos of delicious edible cherries for many, many years, if not decades. And all you need is a nice sunny spot. That's what they look like. I mean, you could even grow a hedge of these.
Could. Oh, you could do this to separate that bit of land, couldn't you?
Could.
You could do a lovely cherry border.
Now that,
That would be a nice idea.
Yeah. Sorry, my mind's sinking now. A little bit of land came up for sale behind where we live, so we bought it, and we are planning on doing, lead the good life.
Well, definitely. Yeah. So you could have a productive border.
Yeah, I love the idea.
You can do your little rose garden over there.
Yeah, I want to do wildflowers and all sorts, but
I want Shaun's garden.
If you haven't got a big garden, don't worry, because you could even grow that in a decent-sized pot. That would be quite happy in a heavy-duty pot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it'd stay a little bit smaller, but you'd still get a decent amount of fruit production from it, and it's so easy to grow. As Shaun said, just put it in a really nice sunny spot. Of course, you're going to get all that gorgeous, fragrant cherry blossom from it as well. It's not just about the fruit production. You're going to have all those beautiful flowers on there that's then going to get pollinated, producing all those gorgeous cherries for you.
And again, plant it now. It is half price today. You're going to get for $13.49 for club members, $14.99 if you're. It's already well established. I mean, you should get cherries next year. But we're not going to promise in the first year loads, but you should get some.
But you're planting for the future. This is the thing, isn't it? When you're a gardener, you're planting as if you're going to live forever, and this is exactly what you're doing here. You're very much planning for the future, and it'll be so much fruit you'll get from this for decades to come.
And the other thing is, with it being compact, like 2 metres by 2 metres, you'll be able to reach all the cherries, but also it's going to be a lot easier to net and to stop the birds from eating those cherries. So if you need to protect it from the wildlife, it's a lot easier to actually net this rather than a huge, great cherry tree, isn't it? Trouble with the traditional cherry trees, often the cherries go to everyone else apart from you. So all the birds get them. You can't reach them, but this is a great way of having cherries in your garden. But you just need full sun and well-drained soil as well. And it's 301 at 76. Now, don't forget, we have got. If you just joined us, good morning.
Hello
Welcome
there.
to YouGarden TV. It's a lovely time of year. It's really exciting because this is the time where we can really plan for the spring, tidy the garden up, move things around, get your perennials in, and really plan for next year. And next year's going to be so much better, I'm going to tell you, in terms of the summer. I am predicting it.
But this is where the deals that we've got actually do marry with that. So we've got all the 3 for 2 on the bulbs for you. So that's the jobs we need to do now, ready for springtime. But we've also got the mix and match, buy one, get one free on your autumn and winter bedding as well, which we need to do now in order to get that ready. So we've got autumn, winter and spring sorted for you today. Plus, we've also got a bunch of perennials for you that are going to be in your garden for years to come.
Now, if you've looked at your garden over the past few days and thought, oh, some bits look really rubbish right now. Some bits are really...
and we do it this time
of year. You do, don't you? You walk around, I've got bits and I'm like, oh, God, that board looks terrible over there. And that pot looks like it's really hardy. There are certain plants that look good every single day of the year.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. There's not many. There's not many plants that look good every day of the year. But the Nandina's certainly too, and these are 2 brand new varieties for you. We're going to start off with the Gulfstream, which has been the most popular in the last week or so since we launched it. And when I say it looks good every single day of the year, some of my shrubs right now, they're beginning to lose their leaves, they're beginning to turn.
Yeah, the aces are starting to go, aren't they?
Yeah,
the leaves are just
but in a good way.
In a good way, they're giving us that blaze of colour, but they're going to drop their leaves and then we're going to be left with those twigs. Nandinas never do that, but you do still get the blaze of colour that comes with the changing foliage. These, they have the lovely rich green colours, but then you're going to get the bronzes, the oranges, the ochres, but it's not going to drop its leaves. It will keep hold of its leaves all year round. So as a foliage plant, this is absolutely incredible every single season, but also you have the added interest with this because in the summertime you'll get these lovely white flowers. In the autumn time you'll have these gorgeous berries, not for you to eat, but the birds will love them. So you've got so much that happens with this. It's one of the slightly larger varieties as well. So this can get to metre and a half height, and it can get to a good metre spread as well. So if you were to put this into a border, it would be a beautiful foil and backdrop for other plants, other flowering plants throughout the seasons. But it is compact enough if you want it to be able to keep in a pot as well.
And what I like about it as well, if you're fairly new to gardening, sometimes one of the hardest things with gardening is how do you prune? Because every plant is different to some degree. This needs very, very little pruning.
To be honest, you could just leave it alone. You don't even need to prune it, but you could.
I think a couple of my Nandinas I've not pruned for a couple of years.
No.
So, and all you do, if there's ever a little bit that looks a bit damaged, a little bit diseased, a little bit leggy or whatever, just take it off. But yeah, it's not something that is difficult to maintain and look after. And what I really love about it, it has got a lovely sound to it when it rains. A lot of people call Nandinas sacred bamboo. They're not bamboo. They're nothing to do with the bamboo family. But the way that it grows is a little bit reminiscent of bamboo. So when it actually rains, you get a lovely sound as well.
You do get a really
pretty.
Nice sound. Yeah, it's a beautiful one. And I think, Shaun, you often talk about small gardens and how in a smaller garden, it's even more important that the plants you put in there work hard, that look good. In a bigger garden, you can get away with some looking a bit shoddy. But in a smaller garden, it's so important. So this is why Nandina really works in those spaces.
And I've had all sorts of gardens, and the smaller ones, it is important that every single little part of that garden looks amazing. In fact, Andrew, that we used to work with, she had a really quite a small garden, but my word, it was beautiful.
It was a gorgeous garden, I loved it.
And my mum, in her bungalow, she had a fairly small garden, but it was always immaculate. The other Nandina we've got for you, this is my personal favourite, it is called Red Light, and it's the first Nandina that we have had on the show that is actually variegated. So that means the leaves have got these lovely sort of like creamy colours, contrast with the green. And I mean, I'm looking there close up. I think that foliage is the best we've had on a Nandina.
I think it's absolutely beautiful. So you get all of the benefits of Nandina, the colour-changing foliage, the completely winter hardy, the lifetime guarantee, the changing tones of colours, the berries, the flowers in summer and autumn. But with this one, you just get that added bonus of that variegation as well. Yeah. Minimal pruning, very low maintenance, but stunning no matter what the season.
And a nice a sunny spot, or a part shaded spot. You were saying, Bexy, a sunny spot, you'd probably get better variegation on the leaves, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you get better colour. Yeah. It's not just the variegation; it's also the colour tones of the leaves. But yeah, to be honest, part shade will be absolutely fine.
I mean, they are one of the easiest plants to grow.
So
they really
simple.
are. Yeah, I mean, it's
Love
very
my
hard to
Nandina.
go wrong with a Nandina. It really is. But they're brand new varieties. Look at the price as well, just £9.99. So if you've got a border right now, I think September's a really good time to walk around your garden and to take stock and look at what's working, what isn't. And if you've got plants that are, gaps, if you've got plants that are dying back, if you've got borders that are dull right now, get some Nandinas in there and they'll look good every single day of the year. Now we're going to move on to, now this is one I haven't grown.
We love this one though, don't we?
Well, I only saw this really for the first time this year because Craig had put together some. He looks after all the plants for us and plant displays. He did some. Do you remember some containers full of these?
He did, yeah.
He did. And they looked so nice.
So
it was pretty. The long ones, wasn't it?
The long ones
the window
with
boxes.
these just coming out, and these flower for such a long time. So they normally start, springtime, about April time,
please.
and they keep going for you through summer into September and October time. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so proven performer. I would suggest it needs a bit of winter protection, which is why it's great to plant it in pots because then it's really easy for you to move them to give them that winter protection. But it is a perennial, impressive flowering period, semi-evergreen, so you get these lovely sort of grassy foliage up at the bottom there, and it will form clumps that you'll be able to divide and spread.
I mean, the foliage reminds me of chives.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Chivy foliage. It has a chivey smell to it as well, actually. I quite like it.
What's that?
Yeah.
You've got cold back, so you probably can't smell anything
at the minute.
Oh, it does.
It does have a chive fragrance.
Oh, it's very chivey.
It's nice.
Yes. But the flowers are really pretty. Really pretty. And actually, it was used, I mean, I was lucky enough to go to the Chelsea Flower Show this year, and a lot of the gardens were quite natural looking with grasses and ferns and things like that. And this type of plant was featured a lot at Chelsea.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. Quite
really
captivating.
pretty.
Small flowers, but very captivating.
A nice colour.
Just want to say a big thank you. Was it Laura? Stu? Laura! Apparently you placed your order for the cherry, so thank you very much. You won't regret that. It's a great choice.
That cherry, it's half price today as well.
Yeah, really good.
I mean, we should maybe tell you this, but sometimes you get the best prices at this time of the year because that cherry tree, if we were selling it next to when it was in blossom...
Yep. We could charge full price.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't. We never do in the potting shed, but we could.
But it would probably be more expensive in springtime covered in blossom.
Yes.
But, you sometimes buy plants with your eyes, don't we? You always do, and you kind of go, oh, that looks great right now. But actually, if you buy things slightly out of season, you get a far better price.
It's like buying Christmas wrapping paper. Always buy it in January.
I do.
Always buy your Christmas wrapping paper in January. Yeah. But buy it slightly out of season, you get the best deals.
Yeah, I often do that. I really do. Right, so we're going to move on now to our cottage garden collection. This is a buy one, get one free. So you're actually going to get 24 plants in total. Contents may vary slightly because what we'll do, we'll pick what looks really good right now. But this gives you a very sort of like good overview of the type of perennials you'll get. One thing I will say with these, because they are plug plants, so they arrive in the mini greenhouses, I would actually grow them on.
Yeah, me too. Don't plant them out right now.
The trouble is, if you put them in your borders right now, I've got a Verbena bonariensis there, yes, you could plant it in your border, but you might forget where it is because that will die down. A lot of these will die down in the winter. Grow them in pots and then put them in your borders in springtime. That's what I'd do. I'd wait till like March, April. They're all winter hardy, but you've just got a lot more control if you grow them right now.
Yeah, but getting them now and growing them on now means you're getting a head start on next year because they can focus on getting their roots in, they can focus on getting a really decent root structure, and then when you plant them out, they can just focus on growing upwards for you and getting all the flowers. I mean, some of the ones that we're looking at here, we've got Digitalis.
I know where you're going.
Dalmatian digitalis. You've got delphiniums in there. We've got alchemilla, coreopsis, the gorgeous geum in there, hollyhock, the chaeters, rudbeckia. We've got achillea, campanula, aquilegia. Your favourite, the Verbena bonariensis. There's so many in there. It could be all of those. It could be some of those, and maybe a couple of others. What we can guarantee is you're going to get loads of flowers from this. A really long flowering season. They're all winter hardy. They're all going to be absolutely beautiful. There's no duds, is there?
No.
There's not a dud in there at all.
But if you are getting, remember, buy 12, get 12 free. You're going to get 24 plants here. So if you're somebody gardening on a budget, if you're thinking, I'd love to have loads of perennials in my garden, maybe you've got a new garden, maybe you've got children that are setting up home for the first time, this is a great way of getting 24 plants for about 50 pence each, it works out. which is absolutely, well, it's ridiculous value for money. It really, really is. And so that gives you, you know, the ones we've just gone to gives you a really good idea of the type of perennials you'll get, but they will all be fully winter hardy. They'll all be tried and tested.
And they'll all be labelled as well.
Yes.
That's the important thing. You'll see that label on the front of the little greenhouse there.
So,
they will be labelled so you know which plant is which.
So there was a day, so it always makes me laugh because there was a day when I filmed a clip all about this, right? So Stu and I, we took all the plants out, mixed them all up, and then we had to put them back at the end of the day. Now, some of them were obvious. So I can look at that now and go, right, that's an Aquilegia.
Yeah, and you can tell a verbena.
Yeah, but there was a couple, and we were like, oh.
No idea.
Not quite sure what that was. And to be honest, the plugs that we had were smaller than these, so it was even harder to tell. But, you know, they're all labelled, as Beck said, so just don't get excited and just take them all out. Have a look first of all and make sure you label them as you put them in individual pots. You know, otherwise it did take us about 10-15 minutes. There's a couple that we just couldn't decide. We're like, hang on, is that the Geum? Is that the Gaillardia? Yeah. But anyway, we got there in the end. But some of them were really obvious, some might not be. 200, 347, buy 12, get 12, absolutely free. Just $12.99, or club members $11.69. That is amazing, isn't it? It really is.
Really good, yeah.
Now, something that I absolutely love that I've got in my garden. Did I send you that picture, Bex? We still got it.
You probably did. Yeah, let me grab it.
Thank you, because I only discovered this phlox from working with YouGarden. Discovered it about 3-4 years ago. I have got other types of phlox, you know, the tall ones. Some of them are still in flower right now, but this is a creeping variety. So it's a phlox that creeps along and gives you great ground cover. And honestly, when this flowers in normally about March time, you get the most incredible displays. And this is great for the edge of a border. It's great for raised beds. You could of course grow it in pots as well. But honestly, when it flowers, it looks like that. It reminds me a bit of Vibrisha. It's a similar kind of plant. Again, loves a sunny position, loves well drained. But, oh, thanks, Bex. Bex has just found a picture of mine from last year, and it really, really looks magical.
Yeah, I love the idea of this sort of rockery, maybe.
Rockery.
Edging borders like you've done in yours, in your garden here. So in Shaun's border, it's right at the front of the border, and it goes along the gravel pathway, and it's just sort of softening the edge of that border. It looks absolutely fantastic. Are we able to see it, Stu, or am I still mirroring the iPad? Yeah, it just softens the edges of borders as well. Oh, what's going on? Oh, hang on, I need to mirror it for you. There you go, you can see it now. So it just softens the edge of that border so beautifully, whereas it would be quite a harsh edge ordinarily. But I mean, but it flowers so well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's only I think there's a couple of plants there. And what you will find is that occasionally it will flower again in autumn, but you only get a few. You get a smattering of flowers. But honestly, because it flowers just as kind of the daffodils are coming out, because that bunch of daffodils in the background there. But it is a beautiful plant, and it is evergreen as well. So you do get foliage all year round. It's dead easy to grow, needs very little care and maintenance.
All you do is, after it's finished flowering, just give it a little haircut. Yeah, so just trim it back. That encourages it to stay nice and bushy, and then it encourages even more flowers, you know, in the following season. So it's so super simple. 6 established plants, 6 pots, 2 of each colour. They are all labelled. I mean, they're all they're all pinks and purples.
Yeah.
So you can mix these in quite happily.
Just want to show the size of these. Look at the roots and everything. They're really big. I mean, that price is amazing. It really is. They're really big. When I got mine, I got them as plug plants, and I am pretty sure that I think I got 6 plug plants for $12.99.
Really?
Yeah, I only got 6, and I think they were $12.99. $14.94. The RRP on that, by the way, it's got one of the biggest savings today. You are saving £33, and you're going to get your free blooming fast, which is over here with every single order. Now we are getting really busy, and again, I said this a few moments ago. Sometimes buying slightly out of season, you get a far better price. So it's a great time to plant this cherry tree. But if we were selling it in springtime when it was covered in blossom, you'd probably...
Blossom?
Blossom. Covered in blossom. Covered in blossom. I think blossom sounds
I quite like it.
Yes. Blossom is a new word for blossom, by the way. Blossom. But yeah, if you bought this in springtime, covered in blossom, you'd probably pay a lot more. It's $14.94 for those phlox, and this is only $14.99, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is half price. I'll give you the details of it. Loads of you have been ordering this today. And the thing with this cherry, I nearly said cherry tree, but it isn't. It's a cherry bush.
It's a cherry bush.
Yeah.
Only ever going to get to a couple of metres in height.
So about just a bit taller than me.
Just a little bit taller.
Oh, hang on, I'm 183, Bex.
Only a little bit then.
I'm 183, 17 centimetres more than me.
When did you last measure yourself? Because you're reaching the age now, Shaun, where you're going to start going the other way.
Thanks, Bex.
Gravity takes effect and we start shrinking.
Okay, so it's a little bit taller than me. No, it will go.
Only $13.49 if you are in the club as well, because remember you get that extra 10%. He's on his tiptoes now. You get the extra 10% discount by being a club member. If you're just joining the club today, you can get that 10% discount on your first order. You don't have to wait until your next order. You can get it today.
So remember, you need a sunny spot for this. It really wants full sun, so do bear that in mind. To get the best crops, full sun, well-drained soil. You could grow it in a heavy-duty pot. I think it'd be fine in there for a few years. And these are on offer today. You get 4 for $17.99. Just really quickly, they are, for me, well, I do love them. I use these more than anything else in my garden. So cuttings, when you're tidying things up, great for growing. I've even got Christmas trees growing in there right now, and I will move those to the front of my house December time. I will tart them up and make them more festive. I grew some of my tomatoes in heavy duties, some in smaller pots. The ones in the heavy duties did the best. They really, really did. When you're just doing garden jobs, it's like you've got your trowel, you've got your secateurs. I just put everything in my heavy duty pots. Things that I don't know what to do with. That unanimous, it's been stuck there 3 years. I just don't want to throw it away, but I don't like it that much. But it's there, just surviving in the background. When I'm using compost, I just find it easier to decant the compost into a heavy duty and then work from the pot. So when I'm potting up in my greenhouse, that's what I actually use. So they are absolutely brilliant. I would go for them today. If you don't know what to grow the cherry bush in, it would be very happy in there for a number of years as well. Right. $17.99 for all 4. Lots of people in the chat, Beck, still?
I have no idea, but I was looking at Penny's picture of her hydrangea, and I was just, it blew me away. I don't know if you saw me. I had a proper wow.
I thought you had a neck spasm, to be honest, but yeah.
It's incredible.
Is that now?
Look at that. She said for autumn colour in her message. So, I mean,
I must admit, there are still a lot of lovely hydrangeas around, aren't they?
Look at it.
Beautiful.
I want more hydrangeas.
So our head gardener Peter, he has done a whole border of hydrangeas.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
It looks amazing. That's what I'm saying. They look great on mass, don't they? Anyway, we digress.
Sorry.
But that's, yeah.
Should we show you some more pots?
Yes.
We've got our olive green planters for you, the ones that Shaun's going to go for his pub garden.
Yeah, definitely.
Very classy looking, gorgeous colour, beautiful design on them, but of course they're plastic. So these are not going to crack and break. They are frost resistant, they're UV stabilised, they're lightweight, and they're buy one, get one free. That's why he's doing them in the pub garden, you see.
I mean, look, the truth is we've got ceramic planters in the pub garden, and they were really expensive. But we need a few more pots, and I don't want to do ceramic again because a couple have broken.
Yeah.
A couple are cracked at the moment. So, but these actually would match them perfectly, and you'd never know which ones are ceramic and which ones aren't. That's the whole point. And look at the price on these. They are $17.99, but it's a buy one get one free. So it's £9 a pot. Or if you're one of our 40,000 club members, $69.99. And just a little tip, by the way, because we want you to save on your postage today. So it's $6.99 an order. But if you, where have I put it?
I don't know what
there
you've
it
done
is.
With it. There it
if
is.
you spend over £40, you will get free postage and packaging. So, get some pots, get some compost, whatever, but you will get free delivery. If you can't afford to spend over £40, then postage is capped at $6.99. Do you know, nearly every single one of you that's ordered today has spent over £40.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it. Rather than paying that postage, just get something that you're going to use, compost or the bulk mulch or some of the pot deals, because you'll use them at some point.
Aren't those nice?
I love them. Yeah, I've got one.
I just think
I really like them.
They're really classy looking, aren't they? Really classy.
Very classy.
Right,
We've got some other pots as well.
Yeah, if you're just looking for some small pots for bulbs or winter bedding, we have got the Keke. Buy one, get 3 free. And actually, in terms of winter bedding...
Buy one, get 3 free. So if you put one in your basket and you put the code in that you can see down there, YGTV3924, we'll put 3 in your basket. It's great. I love that code. What I like doing, some people do it the other way. Some people put the code in first. I like doing it the other way around. I like putting my basket together and then putting the code in, because all of a sudden you see all of these things pop into your basket, you see all of these prices drop, and you see a massive saving happen. Oh, look how quickly. That is how quickly you can pot these up. This is exactly what I was talking about with these. So you can very quickly and easily pot these up, and you can so quickly change over your displays from autumn to winter.
There you go, there's the Britannia.
Brilliant.
3 in there would give an incredible display.
Yeah, totally.
But that's, if I'm honest, what I would have done is put some bulbs in there as well. I'd have put a few of the
Rip Van Winkles.
Yeah, just a few. But that is how quick you can actually make up a lovely looking pot.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so it's a buy one, get 3 free. This could be the thing that you put into your basket to tip your basket over that £40. So rather than paying the $6.99, stick these in your basket instead. And then you'll get that free postage included. I'm
giggling, right, because I'm such a fast gardener. If I was a gardener, I'd be such, like a working gardener, I'd be such good value, seriously. I could do so much in your garden in an hour.
You'd have to slow down so you could earn some more.
I would.
All right, look, here is our little basket example that we've got for you. What we've done is we put one of our olive green planters in. It's showing up at $17.99. We put one of our Keke planters in at $8.99. But we've already said it's a buy one, get 3 free on the Keke, and it's a buy one, get 1 free on the olive planter. So what do we need to do? We need to enter that code. Look down there. Do you have an offer code? Put that in. YGTV3924, apply the code, and this is where the magic... Oh, look at that. Our free gift just appeared. Yeah, we've just gone from getting 2 pots to getting 6 pots plus a free gift of our Blooming Fast fertiliser, and the price is exactly the same as it was before we put the code in.
Do you know that, Bex, I don't like the fact I'm paying postage
this is the problem, isn't it? So our order total is $26.98, so we need something that's going to be £14 worth. What are you going to do, Stu? What are you going for? He knows. Apparently he knows what he's going to do.
I want some bulbs or some bedding.
No, compost. No, cherry bush. That's not going to get you over, is it? All right, let's go for it. Add it to basket. Add it, quick. View.
Oh, that's better.
Look, we're at £41.97. Yeah, because that's on that half price deal. We're no longer paying that postage. You could join the club today. It'll cost you £5 to join, and you're saving $4.20 on this particular order. That's the one you want to go for, the auto renewal. You can go for the 1-year membership at £10 if you want to, but go for this one because you can cancel that renewal at any time, and then you're going to save 10% on every order that you place between now and next year.
And actually, just going back to the benefits of the club, if we can, because, Bex said about the 10% saving, but there are so many other benefits as well, because, yes, you'll save 10% on all of your plants, pots, compost, but you'll also get £20 worth of vouchers. So very quickly, you're going to get £20 worth of vouchers. You get 4 £5 vouchers that you can use. You can't use them in a day.
Yeah.
But you can't use them all together. But you get 4, so it's 1 per order, but you could place 4 separate orders if you wanted to, whenever you want. And exclusive offers, competitions, and expert advice. By the way, that auto renewal, that price will stay at £5 for the rest of your life as well. Which is brilliant. We joined about just over a year ago, and we've saved hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So it's a brilliant, brilliant club. So do join today. Lots of new viewers. So good morning.
Hello there.
Welcome to our live stream with myself, Shaun Ryan, and Bex Edwards.
We are here every week.
Through there. We are 9:30 to 12:30.
Yeah, on a Sunday. We're also here on a Thursday as well, if you want to come and join us on a Thursday from 10 a.m. We also, apparently, of course, you can watch online at any time. Yeah. If you want to watch us live, this is when we're here, 10:30 till 1:30. Sorry, 9:30 till 12:30 on a Sunday, and 10 till 1 on a Thursday. But you can actually watch us at any time if you want to.
But if you watch us live, you can join in with the group chat.
Which is the best bit, isn't it?
Right, just really quickly as well. I know big audience this morning. If you want to buy what we believe to be the best compost, and we truly mean this, this is our premium professional compost. Now, we've brought this for many years. We brought it on several different shopping channels. It's been our best-selling product at YouGarden for a number of years, probably at least over 10 years now. But today, you are getting 100 litres for $24.98. If you've just joined the club, that means you'll only pay $22.48, and you will get, let's not forget, your free gift is also worth £5. So actually, when you actually look at the price, because we don't claim to be the cheapest, but actually, if you take off the value of the free gift, that amazing Blooming Fast, that premium fertiliser, that's worth a £5. So it's about $17.50 for club members for this, for 100 litres. And anybody that I've ever introduced this to, the moment they've opened up the bag, they've gone, that's nice. That looks nice. That feels nice. That smells nice. Because the texture is incredible. Look at this.
Really is. Lovely, light, open, airy texture. Really important for root development because your roots need space. They also need access to oxygen. So if the compost you're using is really thick and heavy and claggy, then the roots don't have access to that oxygen, which is a vital part of root production. So it's really, really important. But that 50% composted wood fibre doesn't just make up that lovely light texture. It also helps with even water distribution. It helps to retain the moisture in the compost as well. So that composted wood fibre actually plays multiple significant parts.
Now, you've also got 3 different types of peat in here. You've got dark peats, light peat, you've got renewable peats, like sphagnum moss peat. And I'll just summarise it. Yes, we're all aiming towards peat-free, but we've used peat for years, and some of the peat-free compost I just don't think are quite ready yet. I did try one this year, and it wasn't from YouGarden. It was one that I just wanted to try, and I'll be honest, it dried out really badly all the time, and my tomatoes that grew in it just weren't as good as the ones that grew in here. And I did it as an experiment, but they just were not as good.
We have reduced the amount of peat that we've got in here. And we did that years ago. So we are keeping up with those environmental needs, really reduce it down, and we use some peats that are renewable as well. So I get it, if you want to be peat-free, this isn't for you, but actually we know the benefits of using peat.
And we have still got peat-free ones on our website. You've also got a slow-release fertiliser in there, it's a little green bulbs. That will feed your plants for up to 6 months. You've got a pH buffer, so that means it's the right pH for every plant apart from those acid-loving ones. And
we've got a wetting agent as well, which makes the water stick to the compost. So simple formula, but in exactly the right amounts to make it the best compost. No, it's not the cheapest, but it is the best. And we want the best for our plants because that's what's going to give us more shoots, more fruits, better, bigger flowers. So this is why, actually, we don't want to scrimp on this one. This is the premium professional compost.
And delivered free, don't forget. 2 massive bags, 2 big heavy bags, delivered free, so you don't have to go to the awful DIY store or go, I'm not saying awful, but that awful experience of lugging compost on trolleys.
It's no fun, is it?
Not putting compost on trolleys.
No.
It really isn't.
No.
Right. We are now going to just talk through our deal of the week. So every week on YouGarden TV, we have a very special offer, only for a week or so, and this is the Philadelphus. So, these are on our website, half price today, $14.99. Amazing. But if you order from us right now and use the offer code YGTV3924, you're going to get these for a quarter of the price, $7.49, $6.74. And actually, if you just wanted to buy these today, you still get your free gift. You get all of that. We'll deliver it for $6.99. You've still got an amazing buy. But this is a gorgeous plant. And when I think of Philadelphus, I do think of those stunning white flowers, but it is the fragrance that first of all comes into my head.
Absolutely beautiful fragrance. And you know, once this gets covered in flowers, and it's in summertime, June, July time, it gets loads of these beautiful snow white flowers, layers and layers of petals on there. And it's a sweet citrus fragrance. Not fussy about soil type, this. Nice and a decent size here, 3-4 feet height and spread. So wonderful if you want to plant it out into your borders, but compact enough for you to be able to keep as feature plants in pots if you want to.
Right, I do need, because we're only live till 12:30 today. It's now 9:30 till 12:30. You need to really get these in your basket now. They're proving very, very popular. Hopefully we've got enough stock, but I mean, look, the price is ridiculous. It works out, if you're a club member, and I know 45,000 of you are, works out £2.25 each.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is incredible and so well grown. Now, Also really popular today are Heliopsis. What was that noise?
Is that all
it was? Yeah. I was like, what's that noise? So we had a rat in the potting shed. But anyway, no, that gives you an idea of how the plants arrive. So this way up, so the courier knows exactly how to hold them, and you've got ventilation there, and they're all of our packaging 100% recyclable. Right, Heliopsis time though.
Heliopsis, yeah, I want you to put these in your basket because these are all about that late season colour. Look at how fantastic. I mean, these are just in the 9cm pots, nicely established, but check out how good those flowers look. Imagine what this is going to look like when it's established in your garden. And this time next year, it's going to be one of the most beautiful things in your garden. All of your summer bedding's going to have started to have gone over. It's all going to start looking a bit tired, but where you've planted the Heliopsis, it's going to look absolutely incredible.
Oh, we better give you the details. So if you want the Philadelphus, that was $7.49. The Heliopsis, known as the Funky Spinner,
there we go,
$14.97, and they probably should arrive in flower right now.
Probably should.
Most of them are in flower on the nursery.
Yeah, they are. I mean, these bits that you're looking at now, Stu shot these just the other day. Wednesday, that was it. He took these bits of video for you the other day. What makes this even more special, though, is that contrast between the brightly coloured flowers and the dark coloured foliage. Yeah. We know that contrast really works.
And actually, again, look at your garden right now. Just picture in your head what these would look like in your garden right now. Because I know when I walked around, I was in the garden all day yesterday, I really do need these. I mean, I had so many gaps in my borders that could have really done with a Heliopsis, and you do get all three of these. They're going to start flying about July, but they do keep flying well into September and maybe even October, of course, as well. But it is that contrast of the foliage with those lovely, warm kind of yellows, oranges, ochres. To me, they're true autumn colours, aren't they?
Yeah, they definitely have got that. And they're also very nectar rich as well. So really wildlife friendly, great for those pollinators and getting them in your garden.
Yeah. And fully winter hardy, of course, as well.
Indeed.
Right, if you want to go for them, really popular, 561215. Now, out of all of the autumn and winter bedding that we've got today, and it's all on a buy one, get one free mix and match, we have got the Sweet Williams Typodianthus, of course, and you're going to get 10 garden ready plants. These are really beautiful in terms of the colours, aren't they?
I love the colour on here, really, really gorgeous. But it's the fragrance for me on a Sweet William that really captivates, because they are, delightfully fragrant. They have the Royal Horticultural Society badge, which says they are perfect for pollinators. So another good one if you're looking after those pollinators in your garden. Lush green foliage, but to be honest, once it's in flower, the flowers kind of cover that foliage, so you don't even need to worry about them. Great for cut flowers, actually. So this is great if you like bringing them indoors. They'll flower from now, as you can see. We've got loads of flowers on there on these garden-ready plug plants, but these will go through winter for you, which is just perfect for adding that colour, that fragrance into your autumn and winter gardens. These are the kinds of flowers that make you want to go outside. On those colder days when you're like, oh, I'll just sit inside with a cup of tea and a blanket. No, this is the kind of thing. You'll see out the window and you'll go, oh, I'll just pop out there, do a little bit of deadheading. It'll encourage you to get outside.
Yeah, and I've got a real dislike for dead plants. And at this time of year, so many of your baskets... yeah, but right, I'll just put it out there. How many times do you go to like a pub garden and there's a dead hanging basket hanging up?
Just move it.
Yeah, it just annoys me so much. So my point is, a lot of your summer bedding now will be going over. It will not be looking its best. If you manage to keep your summer bedding going and it still looks fabulous, well done. But it is that time, end of September, things go over. Sometimes, Elaine was saying her busy list is literally the last couple of days, they've gone from like really nice to like, ugh. So get replacing your summer bedding right now with your autumn winter bedding and you'll feel so much better. They're really popular today. It's 10 garden ready plants, but it's a buy one, get one free, but it is a mix and match. So if you're thinking, right, well, I want those, but I don't want 20, go for 10 of those. And what about maybe the Viola teardrops?
Oh, the personality-filled, beautiful violas. This is what we love about these. They've got those gorgeous little faces. Some of them are happy, some of them mad. I adore violas for this reason.
Right, you pick a viola that looks like you and I'll pick one that looks like me.
Right now, I think I'm more like this one here. Just a bit, ooh. Look at that. Yeah, a little shocked face. I'm shocked at being out of bed today. I should be curled up in a blanket today.
So I think that's me today.
Ah, that's a cute one.
I'm feeling perky.
I do love the angry little faces
I
though.
know.
Look at it. Let me just turn that one so you can... Oh, look at how moody it is.
Yeah, that was more than half J today when I'd not emptied the dishwasher.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah.
Oops.
Those mini domestics, who needs those? But you've got here. So violas, I mean, I'm just going to put them next to one of the pansies. They are, look, they're a lot smaller, a lot more delicate looking. You get masses of flowers.
You get loads of them, that's the thing though.
Loads, fully winter hardy. All you need to do when the flowers go over, like that one's just beginning to go over there. Hang on, sorry. See that one there? So that's just gone over. Just make sure, pinch it off, and then they'll keep flowering all autumn, all winter, all the way through the spring as well. And what I love to do with pansies and violas, I like to just mix them up. You know, I like to have lots of different types together in pots. They look amazing. Right, we've also got, the biggest pansy we've got is the Britannia, the Matrix Britannia. So these have been bred, like, there's lots of different pansies in terms of breeding. These have been bred to have short stems, bigger flowers, to be more weather resistant. And I always look out for that because I live in a very exposed garden, so with strong winds, lots of rain, lots of storms. But these are designed and bred to be a lot more resistant. Shorter stems, bigger flowers. They are upright, so the violas, the Pansy Cool Wave, you've got a little bit more sort of like movements. These are strong, upright pansies. So great, as we were saying, for the centre of hanging baskets. Great for your beds and borders, actually. Yeah,
definitely. You know, lining the front of a border there. That gorgeous colour mix as well, the red, white and blue. I think that's just really nice, particularly if you're colour theming. But lovely if you want to put them in the middle of your hanging baskets because they've been bred specifically to remain upright. That's what the matrix bit is about.
And what I would say is if you are thinking about your hanging baskets and your pots, what was that?
I was doing my Matrix impression.
I like that
from
Matrix
the film.
impression. That's good. Oh yeah, yes, I like that film. But think about getting some of our spring bulbs as well. You know, take you if you're doing all of your pots, then get bulbs as well and do it all in one go. But that's the Matrix again. It's part of our buy one get one free mix and match 10 garden ready plants. And when we say garden ready, because we do lots of different size plugs. These are, look, really big, well-established plants. And the weird thing is, do you mind just passing me a 9 centimetre pot?
No, one of these.
I'm just going to take that. What a lot of garden centres do, they will sell individual pansies like that.
Yeah.
In a pot.
And they'll charge more.
Yeah. Just because, and it always amazes me. People go, oh, I'll buy them in pots because, you know, they're a lot bigger and stronger. Not at all. We could actually sell that in a pot right now. Look, it fills it. And that could be $1.99. But if you buy them in the trays like this, it's just far better value. But they're fully grown and established. And ready to go in your garden.
Yeah, that's why we call them garden ready. The clue is in the name. They're ready to be planted in your garden. Those are the 3 mix and match. So you've got the Sweet William there, the Dianthus, you've got the Viola teardrops, and you've got the Pansy Matrix Britannia. But we do have one more that's in the mix and match, which is the Pansy Cool Wave, one of the most popular of the pansies and the autumn and winter bedding, and the reason being that these will tumble and cascade and trail, and they will flower for up to 10 months of the year for you.
And you know, we on all of our plants on our website, on the YouGarden website, we always give like information like the planting season and the flowering season.
Yep.
And when it comes to flowering for 10 months of the year, the only other one we know is Bowles Mauve. That flowers about 10 months. Do you know any others? I don't. Not for 10 months.
No, honestly, there's very few that have that kind of flower power, but Pansy Cool Wave definitely have it. It also has got, I mean, I just love that colour combination. The deep purple, the violet colours, the yellows, the whites, those colours just work so well all together, don't they?
And this was one of the first kind of semi-trailing pansies to ever be bred.
Yeah, so. It's a bit of a breeding breakthrough, wasn't it? It happened.
Yeah. I mean, we just never... I think one of the things that used to frustrate me when I put together my winter baskets, the only things I could get to trail were things like ivies. There were very few plants that would trail and flower, but these do trail. Not like your petunias, not going to trail several feet or anything like that, but we talk about cascading over the edge of a basket, tumbling over.
30 centimetres they should get to. Each plant 30 by 30 centimetres. So if you've got the easy fill hanging baskets, absolutely beautiful. You can so easily create that ball of colour, just like we're looking at in that picture.
And again, all you need to do is keep deadheading, keep taking off the dead flowers. You don't want these to go, producing seeds, because then they'll slow down. And do give them a feed from time to time with your blooming fast as well. Not every week, but maybe once a month. Do give them that little bit of feed as well. 400,967. That, and I mean it. They are, and I've planted loads of different pansies over many, many years. They do outperform. They are incredible. Right, it's been really busy for our cherry, and I always want to say. Cherry tree. I always have to get. I always have to pause for just a second. And go. Here's your cherry bush, because it's not a tree; it's a bush.
No, it's a bush. Only going to get to about a couple of metres in height, which means that you're always going to be able to pick those cherries once they start growing on here without having to climb a tree or get a cherry picker involved. It also means that it's much easier for you to be able to protect those cherries, because traditionally cherry trees would get several metres high, wouldn't they? And that's why we had cherry pickers, those machines that raise you right up so that you can get to the top of the cherry tree. You don't need that with this.
No. And cherries, one of the most delicious fruits, aren't they? But so expensive. I'm always gobsmacked every time I go to the supermarket now. You buy, you got a little basket of food, and then they tell you how much it costs, and you're like, really? I went this morning, £29 I spent.
Oh, really?
On a few, you saw what I bought.
Coffees and a few snacks.
A few cups of coffee, 29 quid. It's ridiculous.
We need to get the kettle on in future. No.
And there was no bottle of wine in my shop either.
No bottle of wine this time.
No, it's fine. But I'm just saying, cherries are really notoriously expensive. That little punnet can be £5. Imagine having kilos and kilos of cherries for many years, if not decades. That's what you're going to get. And all you need is a sunny spot and well-drained soil. And you should get cherries next year. We always say in the first year, you're not going to get a huge crop, but year 2, year 3, yes, you should be getting kilos and kilos of cherries. And it's not a little plant, it's already in a 3-litre pot. And I'm going to say it again, sometimes buying at this time of year, you're going to get the bargains. Because if we were selling that, covered in blossom, or even with cherries on it, you'd probably go, oh yeah, I can see the cherries, I like the idea of that. But get it planted now and you will get so many great crops for many years to come.
It's the same as with so many other things. The example I gave earlier was buying Christmas wrapping paper. The best time to buy Christmas wrapping paper is in January, because you're going to get the best deal from it. And it's the same with gardening. You buy something that's slightly out of season, you're going to get the best prices.
Yeah, but it's fully winter hardy, so it's a great time to plant it right now. You could grow it in a pot. We've seen the heavy-duty pots. It would be okay in there for a few years, but ideally, do put it in the ground if you can, but it would be happy to pot. If you do want our heavy-duty pots, by the way, they are selling really quickly today. It is that time of year where there's loads of jobs to do. You're thinking, where is it? Bex. No, we didn't. We had one down here.
No, you put it down. Oh, the tray is. The tray's underneath the compost bit there.
Yeah, what about the heavy duty pot? We did
it's here. Yeah, so look, this is Shaun in his beautiful garden, and he's got a couple of Christmas trees in there, which he'll tart those pots up and make them look pretty. Tomatoes, I grew my tomatoes in the heavy duty pots this year as well. They do like to be deeper planted. Just like this, I've got a heavy duty pot in my little shed around the side of the house. I keep my kneeling pad in there, I keep my fork, my spade, everything I normally use. And then I use the pot to put all the waste in. Love this, decanting the compost into the pot. It's so much easier when you're potting things up.
I think so, because sometimes you knock the bag of compost over, don't you?
Yeah, it's just much easier to get your hand in that pot. It's so much simpler. Yeah. And of course, we plant things in here as well. You had your euonymus in there. Temporary homes. I mean, some of mine are more permanent homes now. A couple of roses, Prunus triloba, cordyline, apple tree. I've got my first apples. I'm so excited. Yay! I'll be picking them soon. My little appletini.
Oh!
It's only 2 this year, but I'm going to bring them in.
Share.
I'm going to share. You can have one.
Hey!
Stu and I'll have half each. We'll cut it in half. But yeah, in the next few weeks, I'm going to be picking those. So it's really exciting.
I'm excited for you, Bex. I really am. But I was just working out the price of these, $4.50 each. And I've had some of mine over 10 years. I think I've had some of mine 12, 13 years now. They last and last. I've never broken one of these. Never ever has a handle ripped off. Never ever has there been a crack. The drainage is amazing as well. We're talking about how important it is now we have wetter seasons in the UK to have good drainage. Holes at the side, holes underneath. Stu's just said they're almost a similar plastic to your wheelie bin. I mean, not
actually, yeah.
Yeah, similar. I mean, not quite
not
as
exactly,
but they're really tough. And they are available at that amazing price. Club members, £4.05 each, they work out.
Yeah. One of the best purchases, something you'll use the most out of everything in your gardens, honestly. Now, in the pots where we've got that lovely olive standard, we've got the spruce bark mulch in the top of that pot, and it's beautiful. I love that. I mean, you might like stones in the top of your pots, but I quite like that sort of natural look.
I think, yeah, it's more earthy, isn't it?
It's more earthy, definitely. But the benefit that's going to have is it's going to give any plants that are slightly frost tender, it's going to give them that little duvet of protection. Yeah. So if you do have something that needs just that extra little duvet over the winter, your bark mulch is going to be amazing. But it's also going to help to stop the weeds growing in those pots as well, isn't it? And
if you've reached an age where your garden, maybe your garden's getting a bit too much, maybe certain areas you're thinking, oh, do you know, I want to make it low maintenance, then covering up a border with the ornamental spruce bark mulch is a great idea. We say on average one bag, and it depends how thick you want it. We say up to about 3 metres.
Yeah. So it's a really decent space.
And when you see it there, does it make the actual plants stand out more?
It does, yeah.
Really does.
It looks so much neater. When I think about my borders, you know, they're not completely full, and so you can see all the different dirt, and it doesn't look uniform, whereas you lay that on and it got this lovely uniform look going around the edges.
There's a couple that are part of my garden club that I run in our village called Malcolm and Penny, and their expression is, we hate brown in the garden. When they say brown, they don't want to see any earth.
Adam's the same. He's exactly the same. He talks about it all the time. He doesn't want to see any earth, any compost. If there's compost showing, he has to put a plant in there.
Yeah, so it neatens
I'm not quite
everything
there
yet. 100-061. You can multi-order. You get 70 litres, free postage. If you are just buying the bark mulch today, maybe you need like 6 bags. If you put them in it individually as separate orders, you'd get one of those free gifts with every separate order. So do bear that in mind. I mean, again, we're just telling you to milk the system a bit here, but that's how it would actually work.
There's no rules against it, so you do what you need to.
Right, let's remind you, still got, by the way, just quickly, we finished today. We've got new times on a Sunday. We start earlier. That means we are setting our alarms even earlier. We're live now at 9:30 till 12:30, and that's all the way through till February. Then we'll relook at it, because obviously we sometimes have extra shows in peak season, but from now on it'll be 9:30 till 12:30 on a Sunday. We've got TikTok lives on an afternoon on a Sunday now, which is 1:30 till 3:30, and then we've got YGTV also on a Thursday 10 to 1. But do you know what, if you can't watch us live, you can stream all the shows on, of course, YouTube and on our website as well. Right, Bex, we've still got loads to come, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm going to get the bulbs back up, I think. So while you remind everybody, get your pens and papers out, write your list. I'll change over.
And we've still got to come polyanthus, haven't we?
I think there's still polyanthus. We've got the
collection.
citrus. We've also got a blueberry collection. If you're into the grow your own, we could do the blueberries as well.
Yeah, but if you want that cherry tree, be super quick, by the way. Let's remind you, though, some of the highlights we've had so far live this Sunday with, of course, YouGarden TV. So these are brand new, and these are Nandinas. So, I could talk about these forever. And the reason being, these look good every single day of the year. I wish I could say that about me, but these do. They're evergreen. They're constantly changing colour. This particular one is brand new. It's called Red Light, and it's variegated. I mean, look at the foliage. And it constantly changes. So when it's colder, it will go a bit more red and pink. New growth comes through, again, a different colour. You get white flowers in the summer. You get berries that start green, and then they go into a lovely waxy red. Grows to just over about 1 metre. Loves sun apart shade. Very, very easy to grow. But it looks good all year round. And great in pots and containers as well. 511 559. And then the other brand new Nandina is the Gulfstream. But again, just as beautiful. Gorgeous colour changing foliage. 365 days of the year. You could just see a few of the berries on that one, couldn't you, on that little image there close up? And they are under £10. So if you want an easy garden, low maintenance, if you just want something to give you colour every day of the year, and Nandina is an absolutely brilliant choice. 511 560. Then we have got, this is really pretty actually, this is the Tobia Purple Eye. It's a how do you describe this? To me, it's got a kind of like natural look to it. You've got lovely kind of chive-like foliage. You've got these tall, thin stems with beautiful, beautiful flowers. Sort of a tender perennial, so it may need a bit of protection during the winter months. 561286. Right, I'm going to recommend these. Phlox, I've got these. They are incredible. They are ground cover. They flower in March time, and when we say flower, they are absolutely covered in these gorgeous, beautiful flowers. You've got different varieties. You've got candy stripe, you've got McDaniel's cushion, you've got emerald blue, and all you do, put them in a sunny spot, well drained, let them flower, give them a little trim after they've flowered, and they'll do it all again the following year. But they look fantastic at the edges of borders, great on gravelled areas. They're just stunning. I love them, absolutely love them. 560712 and fully winter hardy as well. Right, if you're looking for value today, for a little bit of work, a little bit going on, you could have 24 cottage garden perennials. And you've got all sorts in here. I mean, it's a real mixture, so you might get things like digitalis, you might get things like hardy geraniums, you might get salvias, it could be gerbras, geums rather, a massive selection, the siskiyou that we're looking at there as well, loads of things. Verbena bonariensis is in there, but it will be a mixture. So there's a bit of a kind of look at it to it, but you will get 12 stunning perennials and another 12 as well. Hollyhocks, you might get hollyhock that we're looking at right now, of course, as well. 200 347 at just £12.99. And then also really popular today, we have got the deal of the week, which is the Philadelphus snowbell. These are normally £10 each. The website is showing them at half price. $14.99. We have given you another half price on that. So basically paying a quarter of the price on YGTV. That has been the most popular item today, just to warn you. And these are going to flower in kind of June time. The fragrance is the most incredible citrus fragrance. So the popular name for this is actually mock orange, because you get the most beautiful, beautiful orange scent. And they flower kind of midsummer. They grow to about 3 foot, maybe more, and you do get 3 of these, and a lot of garden designers, as you know, will plant in 3s. Repeat patterns of 3s really works in gardens for some reason. 510 522, grab them today, $6.74. And don't forget, if you don't want to pay postage today, get your order to over £40, stock up on your premium professional compost, for example, and if you get your order to over £40, you'll get free delivery. And this is our top selling product at YouGarden. Don't forget, 100 litres of our incredible compost, which has got composted wood fibre in there. You've got different types of peat. You've got slow release fertiliser. You've got pH buffer, so it's suitable for all plants, apart from acid loving. And you've got a wetting agent, so it rehydrates very quickly. But we always say with our compost, great for seeds all the way through to trees and everything in between. So it's a brilliant all-round compost. 100 125. Now I'll tell you what we're really pleased about today, Bex and I. We've had loads of orders go through for our cherry bush. It's not a tree, it is a bush. So it only grows to a little bit taller than me. I'm 5'10". I am still 5'10". I've not shrunk yet, Bex. There you go. Just type in the average height of a man. I'm average. I know I'm average.
You're average, and there's nothing wrong with it, Shaun.
There's nothing
wrong with being average.
No, I don't mind being average. But this will only grow to just a little bit taller than me, about 2 metres by 2 metres, and that just means that in basic language, you're going to be able to pick the cherries. And if you've got lots of birds around in your garden, you don't want them to get the cherries, it's very easy to net and protect them as well.
Yeah, definitely. And once this gets going, you're going to get so much fruit production from it. You should get some fruit next year. It won't get loads next year, because obviously it needs to get established, but you're planting for the future, and you'll get so many years worth of fruit out of this.
I'll just give you the details. If you want the compost, by the way, it's 100 125. That's for the premium professional compost, which is, do you know what? Everything's gone up in price since we started working here at YouGarden. I don't mean our things, but I mean elsewhere. You know, food costs, everything seems to have gone up. But Our compost has stayed the same price for a year now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is amazing. But this is the Porthos prunus. It is our cherry bush. It's not a tree. And if you bite it, it's half price. And I mean, we're saying you'll get some cherries next year. It is a well-established
Very
bush,
well-established, yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you look at that. It's not going to need loads of growing on. That's already, I would say, about 70, 80 centimetres, wouldn't you? So you will get some cherries next year, but obviously year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, you're going to get more and more. Anyone in the chat, Bex?
Loads of people, yeah. Graham sent us a picture of his Hydrangea euphoria pink. Not in flower, but the foliage is beautiful, he says. And absolutely, I would grow this.
I would.
Just for the beautiful foliage that you get from here. It's got the variegation, you've got the cream, you've got the green, you get the tinges of pink coming through, but then in summertime, you get those beautiful pink flowers that match the pink on the foliage as well. That looks incredible. Love it.
You really would.
I'd be so happy with that being a foliage plant.
Yeah, I would. I'd love that.
Definitely. It's reminiscent to me. Do you remember that Acer we brought? Acer Negundo, the flamingo? It's very reminiscent of that, actually. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. It's not an Acer. It is an Acer.
It is.
It's not an Acer. It's not really, though, is it?
It's Acer enough.
It's Acer enough.
I think it's Ace.
All right, that's Graham's. Sam has sent us a message. Here's a good one. Morning, team. I have a question about my hosta. It's on the turn and the leaves are dying off.
That's normal.
Do I just leave the leaves to rot or can I cut them back to soil level? Have a great day. Thanks, Sam. What do you do with yours?
I always tidy mine up.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
I leave mine to die back.
You?
Yeah.
No, I always I don't take them all off, but I tidy up the really scruffy ones.
Yeah, well, to be honest,
I mean, that have been eaten away.
I probably would if they were in the back garden, but to be honest, I've got them in pots in the front, so I just leave them to die off. I'm not fussed about them looking ugly. So you can do either, basically, Sam, is the answer to that.
I mean, mine's sort of like mine are near the greenhouse, so I like everything to look pretty around there.
Of course. Yeah, either. It's entirely up to you, basically. Thank you for your question. Amanda, love this. She sent me this picture the other day. Talking about grow your own, I went into the garden on Friday evening and found my honeyberry still honeyberrying. She's got honeyberries.
Well, that's not right.
That is so not right, but never mind.
I mean, what a bonus.
Brilliant. Love it.
Yeah.
Look at that. She's got a honeyberry on her honeyberry. Brilliant.
I had mine months ago.
Because that's normally, when does that normally berry for you?
I had mine like July, yeah.
Yeah, it's about June, July, isn't it?
Mine were done months ago.
There you go. Well done, Amanda.
Bonus.
You've still got honeyberries. And Amanda has also sent a picture saying my asters are blooming. They seem to be everywhere at the moment.
Right.
Look at that.
I have got...
Just going to zoom in.
I've got a bit of aster envy at the moment. But I have to, again, my mum's asters are stunning this year, so maybe it's another great year for asters.
Yeah, maybe. I do love an aster, honestly. I mean, you can see how many buds are on there as well. Look at how many buds are waiting to open. It's absolutely incredible once those flowers all open up. Love an aster for that reason.
Right, do you know what? Next year we're going to have more asters on the show, aren't we?
Yeah, do you know what? We haven't had the asters yet this year. We should get the asters in because they're flowering now, so we should get those in. Right, so that was the emails. Is anything new in the chat? Let me have a little look. Olwyn. Bless you, I'm feeling your pain. Olwyn said she had a little line this morning because she's got a cold. I desperately wanted to stay in bed this morning because I have got a cold as well, so I'm feeling your pain, Olwyn.
Oh, bless you. I hope you get better soon.
Right. Elaine, I love your purple eye. Have 4 plants. I'm assuming you're talking about the Tobia. Yeah, it's a gorgeous
it's nice,
one.
Isn't it?
What else? So many sniffles around, Olwyn, yes. Yes, Stuart, my grandson has chicken pox too. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, I remember those days, chicken pox with the kids. Well, thank you very much for your messages. Thank you so much for sending in your pictures. We really do appreciate it. And thank you very much for all your orders. If you do want to send any pictures, ygtv@yougarden.com. The email address is down the bottom there. You can join the chat on YouTube. You can join the chat on Facebook as well. Everyone seems to be going for the cherry bush since we brought this one in. It's half price. It'd be great to get this planted right now.
What? Nearly everybody has managed to get their order to over £40 today. That means you are not spending anything on your P&P. If you can't spend over £40, then we do cap the postage at £6.99 an order. So do bear that in mind, because you might look and think, £6.99 postage. I mean, I think that's very reasonable, bearing on the size of this. But that would cover your entire order. And say if you're buying like the cherry bush, and then you thought, right, I'll get some compost as well and a few bulbs. Then get your order to over £40, and we'll deliver free of charge. And you do need to. I know we say this several times, but we always get brand new viewers. You always need to use that offer code. It changes every week. Today's is YGTV 39.24. That unlocks all the promotions. So any promotion like buy one, get one free, buy one, get three free, half price, whatever, it unlocks all the promotions. It's like a magic key. So it really does. You honestly, you might have a basket that's like £89 and you suddenly put that code in and suddenly it goes right the way down to half that, or you get loads of extras going there. Right, bulb time, isn't it?
Yes, bulb time. We are into the last hour. In fact, we've only got about 45 minutes remaining. So it is time to think about getting those baskets together. We're only going to be here till 12:30 today. If you've got TikTok though, come and join us this afternoon. We're going to be live on TikTok from 1:30 till 3:30, and we've got a lot of what we're showing today, but we've got some different things as well, some houseplants and things too.
Yeah, and we don't normally have houseplants on the YouGarden TV show, so it'd be nice to. Got some really weird and wonderful ones, haven't we?
Lovely, yeah, some great ones.
Because I know sometimes it gets harder to get out in the garden as we head into autumn and winter. I mean, I still will get out there any day. I mean, I'm sort of saying that when it's pouring down with rain, I'll still get out there. I will. I'll just wear the right clothes. But I have done that, honestly. I've even gardened on Christmas Day before. But we have got some lovely houseplants just to really kind of bring the outside in. Right. Which side? Where do you fancy?
Yeah, crocus.
Yeah. I love them all. I don't care where we start.
We're going to start with the beautiful Crocus tricolour, though. It's a pack of 30 bulbs that you will get here. Of course, it's in the 3-for-2 mix and match. You could go for 3 packs of your Crocus. 1 bag will be absolutely free, but the point here is that you can choose any 3 bags of the bulbs that we're showing you, and you will get 1 pack of them absolutely free. We adore the tricolour Crocus. It's got that lovely yolky centre to it. It does. It looks like an egg yolk centre, doesn't it? And then
a nice runny one.
Yeah. You've got those lovely colours, sort of lighter in the middle and then fading, or intensifying, I should say, out to those darker edges. Absolutely adore crocus. It fills me with joy when I see crocus coming through the ground because they're one of the earliest flowering.
They really are.
I mean, honestly, we say it all the time, but I don't want you to underestimate it. Just fast forward yourself to February. Just fast forward yourself there. Like, I know we're all we're looking forward to Christmas, and we're actually quite enjoying sweater weather and getting our boots out, and scarves. My friend was talking to me. She's looking forward to scarves. Pumpkin spice lattes. We're all excited, aren't we, at the minute? Fast forward to February, please. Christmas is done. We're skint.
Yeah.
There's no money left.
You still haven't shifted that extra half stone you put on over Christmas.
You put loads of weight on over Christmas.
Yeah.
Just fast forward yourself there. It's miserable, isn't it? The crocus just starts poking up through the ground, and all of a sudden you're like, the lighter days are coming. Yeah. Oh, it's such a lovely time.
So true.
Yeah.
And I think my least favourite time of the year is definitely, I would say, the whole of January I hate and most of February. But you're right, it's when those crocus appear through, even like when it's really frosty and they start to come through, you're like, and it's kind of like, it gives you hope, doesn't it?
It does.
And actually in February the days are just getting that little bit longer, aren't they?
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
I love snowdrops, but most snowdrops are white. There are some coloured ones, you know.
There are.
Yeah, I mean, I've never grown the coloured ones, but these are really the first colourful bulbs to show through. And they're beautiful, they really are. And you can grow crocus anywhere, like around trees, in pots, containers, hanging baskets. You grew some in your lawn, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
I've got some, there's a verge of grass outside our house, and I've got some, I planted some in there. Not enough, actually, but they're great. They're amazing and very easy to grow, and they do tend to come back for many, many years. The only thing we're saying about bulbs this year, because we get a lot wetter weather nowadays, just make sure wherever you plant them, you've got good drainage. Bulbs hate to be in really soggy conditions. They just rot away. We're going to move on now to our anemones, though. One of my mum's favourites. She loves her anemones. I
love them. They're nice and compact as well. So they're a bit like poppies. Like the centre of the flower looks like a poppy. You've got some bright colours. You've also got some of the cooler colours in the mix here, so they work really nicely together. But they don't get stupidly big. We're only talking maybe 20, 25 centimetres height and spread here. So gorgeous gorgeous for that spring colour. They love woodland sort of settings, so sunny, maybe part shade would be absolutely fine. Excuse me, and they will naturalise, so you can have these in your garden for years as well. Work great in pots. Just one full pot of these would look really pretty.
Now we're going to move on to another one that's in my my basket, in my head right now, and it is the daffodil Narcissus. Now don't forget, by the way, any of these, it's 3 for 2 mix and match. So you don't have to go for 3 of the same. You can mix and match, go for whatever you want. But the third one, the lowest priced third one would be free, but they're all the same price. So, but you will get one free. But this is this looks, when you glance at this, it looks like a traditional daffodil, but it's a little bit different because you can get 3 to 4 flowers on a single stem.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's not as tall either. So these can get to about 25 centimetres approximately, whereas your standard daffodil, that'll get to about 50 centimetres in height.
I always think standard daffodils only really work in your borders. They tend to be too tall for unless you've got big pots and containers, but these are absolutely perfect for beds and borders at the front, but also any pot and container as well. But yeah, absolutely wonderful. And I always say it with daffodils, when the daffodils are out, that means spring is pretty much here. Yeah. You've made it. You've made it to that winter. And I love I always make sure that the pub garden is covered in daffodils in March, because we do like really, we have like Mother's Day and Easter is often, say, in March. I think it's in April this year, but still the daffodils are out in April as well. So if you want to go for those, they are just $9.99. Then we've got, well, the most popular bulb today, and she is absolutely beautiful. This is Carnival Denise. And I mean, I do not remember having tulips like this as a child. Do you?
No.
We didn't. No, we didn't.
They're stunning, aren't they? Look at those stripes, that lovely magenta colour running through that creamy white colour petals that you've got there. It's definitely one of the most standout of the tulip varieties that you could add into your garden. Of course, it is not the classic cup, goblet-shaped tulip, and that actually makes it even more stand out, doesn't it?
Well, we were saying it's like almost a cross between certain rose shapes or even like a peony, not maybe quite as full, but yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Tulips do, again, they want to be in a sunny spot and they want well drained. They really do not want to be in a soggy position. And they will flower, say, around about April time in general. That as a cut flower would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, imagine those in your home as a cut flower. So you might want to buy several bags of them. But the only rule we've got to say with bulbs as well, let them die down naturally. So when they flower, don't just like hack them to the ground. They need to refeed themselves. So do make sure they die down naturally. And I tend to, I mean, Bex last year.
I loved my tulips.
She did like pots and pots of tulips, I remember.
I'm doing it again. Yeah. Filled all the pots, put them onto my dining table, my outdoors dining table, really just outside the kitchen window. So every time I'm in the kitchen, I was just looking at these beautiful pots. Yeah, I didn't label a thing, had no idea which was which. Didn't mind, and it was all just a mishmash of colours. Absolutely love tulips.
Yeah. So I think Carnival Denise is one of the most stunning tulips I've ever seen. There is a bit of a shortage of bulbs this year. A lot of the growers had a really, for want of a better word, a bad harvest because of the wet weather across Europe. So get those right now. We did have a question. Have we got the Carnival?
The Scylla peruviana. Caribbean lily.
Caribbean. What did I just say? Carnival, didn't I?
Carnival.
I don't know where that came from. I'm still thinking about Denise. That's why. Yes, we have got a few of the Caribbean lily, but
there's
only
a handful remaining. So yeah, if you are looking for the Caribbean lily, it is still available in the 3 for 2 offer.
Yeah, we've got ours.
I got mine. My order came the other day. So yeah, I've got my Scylla peruviana. I will be planting those out. Cannot wait for springtime for those to come through. Yeah,
it's the most stunning exotic bulb that you could ever grow, but only a handful of those remaining. 630045 for the Caribbean lily there. Right, really busy today. Don't forget, we are only live until 12:30 because we started at 9:30. They're the new hours on a Sunday till February, 9:30 to 12:30. But if you maybe just joined us, if you're watching on YouTube, you can go right back to the start, and we were really good at the beginning. Really good. But you can also say The show will be repeating at 12:30 as well. So the choice is yours. And then we have got the Rip Van Winkle next. Which
our favourite short daffodil.
Yeah, well, I think it's the most unusual, don't you?
It is, yeah. It's a gorgeous one. It's one of the dinky ones. A dinky daffodil, as I like to call them. So these are only going to get to about 15 centimetres in height. And this is what I love about the shorter ones. You can plant them in all the locations you would the tall ones, but also in the ones where you wouldn't put the tall ones, like rockeries, tops of hanging baskets, window boxes. And just look at the flower formation, the shape of it.
We've all got different gardens, haven't we? And there's no right or wrong. I don't think there should be any rules in how you have your garden.
No, I agree.
You know, there's advice in terms of what things work well where and what things will grow. But in terms of aesthetics, we've all got different tastes. But I think they could look really funky and contemporary. You know, if you had like some really modern pots. Yeah. I could see those looking really like. I used to have a sort of like apartment in Leeds that was really modern, and I could have imagined those on the balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Stu's saying it. Actually, if you had a black pot.
Yeah, exactly.
That would look pretty cool, wouldn't it? Black and yellow. That would look really awesome.
That's what I'm thinking. If you want to do something a little bit funky and contemporary, then I think those definitely lend themselves to that look. And they are, say, 25 bulbs. Again, dinky as dinky daffs, as Bex has called them. And remember, it is a 3-for-2 mix and match. So whatever you want to go for. And you could put the Caribbean lily in there as well.
All the hyacinths.
Yes.
We've got the hyacinth as well. All of those in the 3-for-2. So just remember, put the 3 you want in your basket. 3 of the same, 3 different ones, but use that offer code on your screen. One of them will be free, plus you'll get your free gift, which is the Blooming Fast fertiliser feed put into your basket as a free gift as well.
Do you know, Bex, just looking at those bulbs there, that fills me with excitement.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to spring 2025. I
haven't planted any bulbs out yet, so I'm collecting them all. And then I'm going to bash through them like Eleanor yesterday when she did 600 in a day. I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm collecting them all.
Do you know what, though? That's fine, because unlike, I mean, if you're buying the bedding plants, the autumn-winter bedding, we always say plant them as soon as you can. Bulbs, even if you just put them in your shed, your garage right now, I've planted bulbs November time and they're still fine.
Yeah, and to be honest, I would hold off on planting. I do hold off on planting tulips. You know, the rest of them, fine. Get them in the ground now. Tulips, I will wait until the end of October before I'll plant those out.
But don't feel you need to plant them straight away.
No, they'll store.
I did plant some at the end of January last year and actually they weren't great. Yeah.
We tried, but do you know what? It's fine, because they'll come up this year.
Yeah, I've left them in the pot.
Yeah.
I mean, some flowered, but they were smaller flowers, and some didn't flower at all, but that was the end of January, so what did I expect? Right, moving on to loads of you. Now, this is an amazing half-price deal. This one is flying today, actually. Yeah. It is our cherry bush. And it is a bush, it's not a tree, which means it's only going to grow as tall as me. That rhymed, Bex. Do you know? It's quite good, isn't it?
You're a poet.
It's a bush, not a tree. It's only going to grow as tall as me. There you go. That's quite good for me. But it's going to go to about 2 metres by 2 metres. And that means that you can pick the cherries. You're not going to have to, you know, I remember one of my aunties had a cherry tree and you never saw the cherries.
No.
Never. They're right up there.
They're right up there. The birds get them before you can. You can't protect them from the birds because you can't get up there to net them. When the bush is only going to grow to about 2 metres, it's easy for you to pick and it's easy for you to protect those cherries.
And if you are of a certain age, I mean,
like you. No.
No, well, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine, okay. I am of a certain age. But what I was going to say is we've all got parents or grandparents, and you say to them, please don't use the ladder anymore.
No, it's true.
Don't. I mean, I've got my mum's got a friend who's 92 and he still thinks he's 22.
Yeah.
And you know his sons actually they took his ladder away.
Really?
Because it was like cleaning the gutters at 92 on this massive ladder. You will never need a ladder to pick those cherries. The most you'd ever need, depending on your height, would be a small little 2 or 3 step ladder.
Yeah, one of those little ones.
Yeah. So you will always be able to eat those cherries. It's already big size. It's already in a 3-litre pot. So you probably get some cherries in the first year, but year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, you're going to get kilos and kilos of cherries. And they are this particular variety is a delicious cherry as well.
Absolutely, and you're going to get so many of them. Honestly, once it gets established, you'll get kilos and kilos worth of fruit, and they're very long-lasting. You know, you're going to get decades out of these plants.
So it is a cherry bush. It's the Porthos prunus avium there. Only $14.99, half price. Really a great time to buy this now. So if we were selling it in sort of like peak season, you'd pay an awful lot more. That's what they look like. You can even do a hedge with these. All they need, by the way, I should have said, they need a really sunny position. So ideally, full sun. So 6 hours or more sunshine a day and well-drained soil. And they will produce the most amazing cherries for many, many years to come. Now, we have also got some incredible deals on our pots. And can I just say, there is no such thing as having too many pots. That doesn't exist.
I don't care what my husband said.
No,
there's no
such thing as too many pots.
Too many pots.
That doesn't exist.
It doesn't matter that he can't get to the washing line.
Honestly, there is no such thing as too many pots.
Never.
There you go.
Love my container gardening. Honestly, it's great putting things in the borders, but I absolutely love planting into containers. The great thing is, obviously, when something's not looking great, you can hide it. When it is looking amazing, you can bring it out. And this is the benefit of going for these pots. They're plastic, which means they don't chip, crack, break. They're not massively expensive. They're lightweight, so it's easy for you to move around. And you would never know that they're plastic. They look like very expensive, heavy, high-end glazed ceramic.
I mean, a lot of the top-end garden centres, there's a couple of brands, actually, that are really high-end, that are glazed ceramic pots. Mm-hmm. And that one, if it was a glazed ceramic pot, £30 minimum, I would suggest.
At least.
And the trouble is, when you buy a proper glazed ceramic pot, they're heavy. They're heavy before you even put anything in it. Those are lightweight. They look like the real thing. They're a beautiful colour. I mean, you align these to like a farrow and ball green. And I
do, yeah, I think they are.
Yeah. And honestly, I am going to add some pots to the pub garden that I look after. And at the moment, we've got all ceramic pots, but some of them are cracked and broken. Mm-hmm. You know, a couple of them have had to turn round so the cracked side's against the wall. That's what you do, don't you?
Yeah.
But these, I do. Honestly, some of them are cracked, so I like put them against a wall and turn the bad side away. So I am going to add some of these. And the only thing that we will say with these, just being honest, you've got one big drainage hole in the bottom, but I would suggest either maybe putting a few more in there, but I don't like DIY, so I'd just probably put some gravel on some broken Crocs. All those pots that I have broken, just put them in the bottom.
Put those in the bottom of there. But I do think it's, you know, if you are handy with a drill, you can easily drill into the bottom of a plastic pot rather than a glazed ceramic one. We need to bring you onto the compost though, because you're going to need something to put in your pots, aren't you? So our premium professional compost is what we're absolutely going to recommend here. Packed with amazing ingredients. We've got a lovely 50% composted wood fibre, and that's what gives this lovely, light, open, airy texture. Means that roots are able to grow and develop, reach for their nutrients, reach for their water, and create that lovely, strong root structure.
You've also got different types of peats, light, dark peats, renewable peats, such as sphagnum moss peats, and we've used peat for years, and obviously we have reduced the quantity to match environmental issues and needs, but you've still got that in there, and that has supported our growing plants and vegetables and fruits for many, many decades. Thousands of years, when you think about it.
Thousands of years, yeah, absolutely. We've got slow-release fertiliser, any of the green balls that you can see running throughout that compost. That is a slow-release fertiliser. Just releases into the compost. It lasts for about 5 to 6 months, and that means your plants can access the feed as and when they need it, not when you remember to do it.
You've got a pH buffer. What that does, it makes this a perfect pH for nearly all plants out there. Apart from acid-loving plants, we do have ericaceous compost on the website. One final thing, Bex.
One final thing is the wetting agent, one of our favourite things, which basically makes the water stick to the compost rather than it running over the edge of the pot or the hanging basket. It will soak into there, which is really important.
And don't forget the price. We have not put this price up for over a year now. You watch next week, it'll be like, oh, sorry, it's
sorry, we've got to put it up.
But, so, I mean, I don't know how we've held the price for the last 12 months, but we have $22.48 for club members, and you're going to get your free gift, which is the best-selling fertiliser, Blooming Fast. Really high in your NPK and all your trace elements in there as well. So we sell thousands of litres of compost of this every single week, but now is a really busy time for compost because it is the time where we redo all of our pots and containers, our hanging baskets, and also if you're putting any of the perennials in the ground, I always mix a bit of this in there as well. Also really busy for those heavy duty pots as well.
Yeah, it's time to get hold of these. One of the best investments that you will have in your garden because you will have them for so many years. They're great for doing what Shaun's doing here, just trimming, tidying, deadheading, put it into there, then it goes into the big bin, ready to be taken away. I use mine for planting things in, so it's a temporary home for certain things, it's a permanent home for others. I've got rose bushes, I've got apple trees, I've got my tomatoes were in there, I've got my Prunus triloba, that lovely cherry tree in there as well. You've got your Christmas trees, so it means you can hide them away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them in prime position in September.
No.
I really don't. But yeah, I can honestly say I use them every single time that I garden. They're multifunctional and they last for years. Some of mine are 12, 13 years old now. One of the best products we ever sell. If you haven't got them, get them today, add them to your order, and get your order to over £40, you get free delivery. Now, something that I haven't bought, but it's that clip of film that you just saw, that area that was tidying up, that was underneath the eucalyptus tree, and I just hate that area. It's just such hard work.
Yeah.
It really is. Plants struggle. The eucalyptus zaps everything out of the ground. It constantly loses leaves, so I'm constantly tidying that area up. So what I'm thinking of doing is literally taking all the plants out. There it is. I mean, that always looks a mess. And those plants cling on to life. They really do. They just cling on. So I'm thinking of lifting all the plants, putting them in pots, putting all of the mulch over that whole area.
And then putting the pots back on.
Yeah. Because then I know the plants would grow better and it would look so much neater.
Yeah, so it'll neaten it up, but it'll also help to reduce any weeds coming through. So once you've gone around and you've done your weeding, you put this down, it'll be a weed suppressant. It will create that duvet of protection for any of the sort of frost tender plants. So if anything needs just an extra little duvet, that will work for it. And it'll neaten up the top of your pots and things as well. So if you don't like the idea of gravel, this will be a much sort of more natural looking pot topper for you.
I think it's more earthy looking, definitely. And it's a really, as mulches go, it's a really attractive one.
Yeah, I like it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
There's some lovely sort of like colours and textures in there.
And it's a great one to put down so that when you're walking through it, if you've got wide borders that you need to step into, you're not getting mud everywhere.
And it's amazing when we say it just neatens and tidies everything up beautifully. And so if you've got maybe areas that are just too high maintenance right now, that are always getting weeds, always look messy, this is a great solution. And we are doing free delivery at the moment. It's actually half price as well. And don't forget, if you are multi-ordering, you might want to go for 6 bags. If you order them separately, you'll get a free gift with every separate order. So it's up to you. But you'll get 70 litres for $13.49 for club members, 100,061. Really busy for that. Elaine's gone, I think she bought 6 bags, didn't she?
6 bags is what she said so far, anyway.
We love Elaine. She's always one of our... And Elaine's gardening skills have really come on, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. Love the pictures that get sent in.
Yes. And that is the thing. If you watch us regularly, and we are with you, say, every Sunday now, 9:30 till 12:30, every Thursday from 10 to 1. But we always, we like to give as much advice, as much help as possible. But also, it's very much a community, and we share ideas, don't we?
Absolutely. I've had some lovely pictures from other people that have actually inspired me to do certain things in my garden. So it's lovely to share.
Yes, that's what gardening's all about. But we have been very busy for our Heliopsis as well. So if you're looking for a plant that looks really good right now in September, heading into October, the Heliopsis is certainly a top choice. And these would have started flying kind of July, so mid to late summer, right the way through. But I looked at my garden yesterday and I did think I really needed this because some of the beds and borders were looking tired and dull.
Yeah, a lot of the summer flowers are starting to go over. We're losing a lot of them. Of course we are. It's that time of year. But what we want to do is try and extend that colour as much as possible for as long as possible. And this Heliopsis is really going to do that for you. It's beautiful, bright, gorgeous, sunshine. I mean, I think it's sort of sunshine, summery colours, but also you've got the autumnal tones in there as well. So it kind of covers both.
To me, like the burnt orange is very autumnal.
Definitely.
Love it.
And it's the contrast, isn't isn't it, between those very bright coloured flowers and that really dark, moody foliage, which really sets this apart. I want to plant this in my border with my Rudbeckia, with the Echinacea. I think they're just going to work gorgeously. It gives a real sort of cottage garden feel, but it's going to do that in September and October when a lot of things are not looking great.
Yeah, and I want to plant that near my geranium Roseanne, actually.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a go anyway. Fully winter hardy, you get 3 really well-established plants in 9 centimetre pots, saving £15. Old Windsor said she loves them. Funky Spinner. I say it's one that neither Bex and I have got currently, but it's on our list right now.
Yeah.
I know exactly where they're going. Right, now we've also got, don't forget, it's now the time to say goodbye to that summer bedding that's hanging on for dear life. Time to let it go. You know, maybe you're looking thinking, oh, God, that's gone over in the last few days. Who was it? Elaine said that her Busy Lizzie's literally the last couple of days gone over. My mum's are the same. We've got some brilliant winter bedding, and it's all on a buy one, get one free mix and match. So any two, you get 2 of the same, 2 different ones, mix and match, and the lowest price one will be free, just to let you know.
Oh, we've got a question apparently. We need to go back to the bark mulch. Julia would like to know what's the difference between mulch and strolch.
Oh, God,
There's one major difference. So the biggest one I'm going to say is about the slugs and snails. So if you want something that's going to be a mulch, a duvet, a weed suppressant, but will also help to keep the slugs and snails away, you want to go for the strolch, because it's a mineralised straw. There's something within it that the slugs and snails don't like, so they just don't like crawling over it. Whereas the bark doesn't have that sort of slug and snail protection from it. But the other one, and that's a very good point, Stu, I hadn't thought of that, and it's when it's kind of lost its properties, you would dig the strolch through the soil. You would dig the strolch through just to really improve the texture of the soil, but you wouldn't do that with the bark. The bark's definitely more permanent as well. Yeah. You know, that bark should stay there for many, many years. Yeah, whereas strolch, it keeps its kind of properties as far as keeping the slugs and snails away for a couple of years. Yeah. At that point, you'd dig it through and you'd replace it. And I'll be perfectly honest, I think the bark does look a lot nicer than the straw. So the straw is more practical. You're using it to, say, suppress weeds, keep the slugs and snails away, add maybe, texture to your ground when you dig it in. But the bark, I just think, gives a far better finish, doesn't it? Yeah, I agree. Still looks nice, but I think the bark gives a really good finish. A couple of just small, important differences, but ones that, it's a great question that you should be aware of, so you can make a decision which one you're going to go for. Yes. Right, garden readies. I don't know where the time's gone today, do you? I know. Nearly 3 hours in. Yes, but we had a great time with you guys out there, so thank you so much. We really appreciate every single one of you. Sundays, to me, it's all about gardening, Sunday mornings. Definitely. Now, I presented garden shows for about 20 years on a Sunday morning, Bex for many years too, and that's what Sunday's all about, aren't they? It's all about gardening. Yes, right, very quickly, we have got the Dianthus gems, the Sweet Williams, and $9.99 for 10 garden-ready plants. And I love the colours of these, but I often forget, fragrant. Yeah, totally. Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. Loads and loads of flowers you get on these as well. So you've got lovely kind of foliage on there, but to be honest with you, once the flowers start growing, it covers that. Now, it can come back for you. You're going to deadhead to encourage. You'll stop doing that in sort of late summer to encourage self-seeding, and then it becomes a perennial or a biennial, really. But then it will self-seed, so you can keep getting these flowers in your garden. It has the Royal Horticultural Society badge, which says they are perfect for pollinators. So this is going to really invite those pollinators into your garden. Right, loads of you checking out your baskets now. We are live until, remember, 12:30, but do use that offer code YGTV3924. So you can go for 2 of those, or you can mix and match them with these absolutely delightful violas. And they are really, these are so cute. There are so many different. What I love about these, there are so many different colours in the mix and personalities. Yeah. The lovely little faces that you get on here. So smaller flowers, but loads and loads of them. To me, that is just a party, isn't it? I love it. It is. It's a little party. Is. Look at them all. You can tell they're having fun. And these will make the most miserable winter days so much more joyous. They really, really will. So easy to grow. Plant them right now. And if you get your winter bedding now, and Bex and I often say this, and I've learnt by my own mistakes, when you plant winter bedding too late, it
it survives the winter, but it doesn't really get going until the spring. Because once it gets to November and there's very little daylight and it's cold, the plants go a little bit dormant. But if you plant them now, they will really grow massively in the next, so like 4 to 6 weeks. So plant them now, then you're going to have really big displays for winter. And it doesn't get easier than violas to grow. It really, really doesn't. Just keep deadheading when the flowers go over. Just take the dead flowers off and they'll just keep flowering and flowering and flowering. Just don't let them go to seed because then they'll kind of, again, slow down. Then we've got the Pansy Matrix. Now, these are bigger flowers by far.
Yeah, much, much bigger flowers and more upright. So Matrix was bred specifically to be nice and compact but upright. Oh, go on.
I just say I love to mix and match them, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Look at those. I mean, I've just put one of the. Look at that. They're friends. Look.
Well, look, the Viola teardrop. They actually spread really nicely. So they're great because they will tumble over the edges of pots and hanging baskets. Whereas the Matrix will stand upright in the middle of your basket. So this would be a great mix and match collection here. It's a superb, hardy, perennial. You've got that lovely, large flowering variety here. You've got the red, white, and blue colour, which is lovely if you're colour coordinating your garden. And you just get loads and loads of flowers from these all the way through. You know, they're starting to flower now, to be honest with you, and they'll keep going through winter.
Yeah, they really will.
Actually, they will keep going a little bit later as well. These can go right through spring and into early summer.
I love my pansies in the winter time. And it is a buy one, get one free mix and match. Don't forget, 410009. Right. So many of you say, in fact, over 50% of the orders today have included our deal of the week.
As they should, because it is the deal of the week.
And we only started doing this recently, and it's just been such a huge success. So the deal this week is the Philadelphus Snowbell, 3 of these in 9 centimetre pots, normally £30, on our website $14.99, on so $14.98, hey, 15 quid. But on YouGarden TV for this week, we've got a price that's a quarter of the recommended retail price. But you do need to use that code and you do need to be quick because so many orders going through for these. And in fact, we're just going to check the stock right now. Now, the flowers, I love white in the garden, and pure white is delightful. But actually, if you could, we haven't got many left apparently. If you can actually smell these in June when they flower, it's just, they're known as mock orange because the citrus fragrance is incredible.
Yeah, it's a sweet citrus scent. You get loads and loads of flowers, layers and layers of petals in sort of June and July time. But you've also got that beautiful foliage, which is the perfect backdrop for those, I mean, it's a rich green colour, so it's the perfect backdrop for those white flowers. I mean, border's great. It'll get to between 3 and 4 feet height and spread, so it's going to be gorgeous in a border, but compact enough for you to keep in pots as well. Stu just asked, would you plant them all together or would you spread them out? I'd spread them out.
I would definitely spread them out.
I think they'd be, if you put all 3 of them together in a border, too big, yeah. Spread them throughout.
And you want that journey, you want to walk down your garden and have that fragrance continuing, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I keep saying it, but and I've learnt as well, 3s really work. I've seen a few gardens that have been, there's one that's designed by a lady called Bunny Guinness, very good garden designer that I saw recently, and yeah, there were lots of repeat patterns of 3s, and it looks so good, it really does. So 3 of these, amongst other perennials in your beds and borders, but separated, look great, they really would. Or if you don't want all 3, just share them with friends. You know, that's what me and my mum often do if you don't want all 3, but I think 3 would really, really work, and you'd continue that fragrance all the way down your garden. But we've only got a couple of dozen remaining of those, so if you do want them, you are going to have to be super quick today. So pop them in your basket before we sell out, and do it now and put that offer code in to get that promotion. YGTV 3924. Right, we're going to guess where we're going.
I'm going to guess the cherry bush.
I am too. Were we right, Bex?
Yeah, we were right.
I'm really pleased this has been popular today.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm going to encourage anybody watching right now to grow your own. And I appreciate, like in the old days, you know, when I grew up, people used to have like a front garden full of flowers and a back garden full of veg. My nan used to have to grow so much because she was very poor, and she used to have to grow a lot of fruit and veg herself. She really did. And we grew up as children. We used to love going to my nan's and eating the fresh fruit and the strawberries. But a lot of gardens are smaller now, so maybe you can't afford to have huge fruit trees in your garden. But this isn't a tree, it's a bush.
It's a bush, yeah.
So my sort of height and a bit more. It's going to grow on average 17 centimetres taller than me.
Right, so cherry trees, generally, they are massive. Yeah. They're really tall. They're several metres in height, and that's where cherry pickers come from, that machine that you rise up on so you can pick the cherries. The point of this is that it stays really nice and compact, only a couple of metres height and spread. So you should always be able to stand on the ground
and
pick the cherries. It also means it's easier for you to protect those cherries, because birds love cherries.
Of course they do.
I love cherries, but the birds also love them.
And actually, we love our birds, but at the time of year when you're going to get the cherries, there's enough around for the birds.
Oh, there's plenty around for the birds at that time. So yeah, we need to protect these cherries so that we can pick them. So it's very easy to net the plant so that you can protect it easily. But look how many cherries you could potentially have here.
And I love the fact that the cherries are not all on the top, they're all the way over the actual bush.
All over the bush.
I mean, and cherries are the most delicious fruit, aren't they? Mm. You know, especially if you've got kids as well, sometimes it's really hard to get the kids to eat certain fruits, but I think most children...
If you've grown it, you can convince them to try it.
Very true.
Whereas if you buy it from a shop, you can't always convince them to try it.
But cherries are gorgeous, aren't they?
Delicious.
Aren't they? Fresh cherries, but they are very expensive in the supermarkets. Grow your own. But if you want that, it's been flying today. It is half price. And we were saying it's not out of season, but if this was in blossom right now, or even had some cherries on it, you'd probably be more inclined to buy it. But the sensible thing is to buy it now, get it planted, get it established, and get your first crop of cherries next year. And we're not going to promise loads of cherries next year, but you should get some. But as the years progress, you're going to get more and more. Kilos of gorgeous cherries. Right, we are nearly out of time, because we do finish today at 12:30. The new times, don't forget, are 9:30 till 12:30, and still 10 to 1 on a Thursday. If you have just started watching now, you can actually, if you're watching on YouTube, you can go right back to the beginning.
Where you can rewind, yeah.
And honestly, the opening is amazing on this show. You need to watch it. Or we'll put the repeat on the website as soon as possible. Right, let's remind you, though, of some of the favourites. I tell you what, you've loved the Hydrangea serrata. Do you know, quite a few of you sent in images of yours, and they're not in flower now, but the foliage still looks amazing. So it is one of the most, I think in terms of foliage, it is one of the most attractive hydrangeas I've ever seen. And actually, I think every year when it comes to your gardening, you learn lessons, don't you? What worked, what didn't work, what you want more of. With the wetter climate that seems to be permanent now in the UK, hydrangeas, they just are thriving. They love water, they love to be moist, they don't like to dry out. And this summer they had very little chance of drying out, so they thrived. So think about maybe getting more hydrangeas in your garden. Plant them now, 5-on-1, 5-4-5. And hydrangeas, I think, like a part shaded position, so not too much afternoon sun. Nice, well-drained soil, but they like moist, don't forget. 5-on-1, 5-4-5. You get 2 of those, by the way. Then you've loved our funky spinner, the Heliopsis. And again, it's a triple pack. And these flower, they start to flower in July, but they are still magnificent right now in September. You should see these on the nursery. Gorgeous bronze foliage, the most amazing flowers in yellow and orange and ochres. Grows to about 60 centimetres and great for the pollinators as well. That's been really popular today, the Heliopsis 561-215. Now, I'm really sorry, we've run out of time to show you the blueberry collection in depth, but basically you've got an early, a mid and a late on these. So New Hanover, that's the first to fruit. We're talking about June time, then into the blueberries, so July and Ozark Blue heading into August. So you've got a succession of blueberries, you get the planters to go with it. You will need to pot these in ericaceous compost though. They are acid loving and that is very, very important. Our regular compost is not the best one for these. But yeah, you're going to have blueberries for 3 months of the year at least. That lovely succession. 201304. She's been very popular today. I'm not surprised, she's been the most popular bulb collection, and it is the Carnival Denise. I think you'll agree, the most divine tulip that you could imagine. I mean, the formation of the flowers, the structure of them is incredible. And I love the colour. I love the combination of that deep red with the white there. Would make a gorgeous cut flower as well. Grows to about 50 centimetres. Tulips just love bright, sunny and well-drained soil. That is the main thing with tulips. And if you look after them, they can flower for many, many years. 600,033. Right, a handful. Somebody's just been asking again about the Scilla peruviana, the Caribbean lily. Yes, we do have a handful of those remaining. The most stunning, exotic-looking bulb that you can imagine. Got a flower sort of like April time and grows to about 30 centimetres, and it is beautiful. I love the way it opens is incredible. I mean, it opens from the outside upwards, and you get the most breathtaking display. 630045, 3 for 2, part of the mix and match as well. Right, you've also loved our carpet phlox. I cannot recommend this highly enough. I have got it. I've had mine for about 3 or 4 years. Do you know what? It's actually quite fast growing as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic at filling in gaps. So if you've got some gaps in the fronts of borders, it's great as a gap filler, but it's also fantastic planted en masse, like all the way along a border there, because it does, the clue is in the name. It's not called it there, but we call it carpet phlox.
That's a popular name, yeah.
Or creeping phlox, and that's because it does create this lovely carpet of colour. So it's great at weed suppressing. If you've got a gap in a border, weeds will grow in it. So put your phlox in there instead. And
it is, because it is a really early flower, it flowers March sort of time when your daffs are out. So it's like, wow, spring's here and the phlox is out.
Yeah.
I love it. And so I kind of stumbled across it by accident about 3-4 years ago, and I've got a whole board of that, and it looks magnificent. It is evergreen as well, so it doesn't look too bad in the winter. It's still, it's fairly green and lush looking, but in springtime it comes into its own. Occasionally, if you're lucky, you get a few little flowers in autumn as well, but nothing to write home about. That sounds like an old expression. Nothing to text your mates about.
Yeah, and look, it comes in these 9-centimetre pots, so it's really nicely established, and it's going to spread by, I mean, it only goes to about 20 centimetres high. It doesn't get massive, but it's going to spread by probably 3 times that, each one of those plants.
I mean, that picture I sent in earlier, there's only 2 plants there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like. Right, also, we've got some brand new Nandinas for you.
Ooh, red light's taking the lead.
Oh, I'm so pleased at
Yay.
last. Because you are my favourite.
We love Nandina. Nandina is a brilliant plant in any garden, but particularly if you've got smaller gardens, because every plant in a small garden really has to earn its place. And you cannot go wrong with Nandina. They are constantly covered in leaves. They do not drop them, but you get a festival of colour. And
I always say it, but they never have a bad day. I've never, ever walked around my garden and gone, ooh, the Nandina's not looking good in November. Oh, it looks bad for July. No, it always has gorgeous foliage. It's always interesting. It's always changing colour. It also has the flowers and the berries as well, and it's very, very easy to look after.
I'm going to do a whole border with Nandina.
That's great.
That's how much I love it. There's going to be a whole border with Nandina in.
Well, that is brand new, and it's the first kind of variegated Nandina we've ever had. And I'm glad that is your favourite, because it's my favourite as well. I think it's beautiful, really beautiful.
Now, before we finish, we've only got about a minute left. Don't forget about the cherry bush. This has been super popular today. It's on an amazing deal. It's a half-price deal at £14.99. Nice and compact, only getting to a couple of metres height and spread, which means you can always reach to pick the cherries.
We are nearly out of time. Very quickly, free postage if you spend over £40. So maybe if you've got a basket open right now and it's like at £25, get some compost, get some of our pots. You will get a free gift with every single order, and it's not a free gift that you're going to just put in the bin and go, that was rubbish. No, it's our best-selling fertiliser. Yeah, but sometimes you do get a freebie.
You're never going to use it, but this you will use.
And even if you're not feeding as much during the winter months, you still want to feed your winter bedding a little bit. You can still use it on your houseplants right now, but it will store as well. But that will make 100 litres of premium plant food, really high in NPK and all your trace elements and minerals as well. Right, we're out of time. We're back live Thursday, 10 to 1. 10 to 1. We're back live this afternoon if you're on TikTok, 1:30 until 3:30. Don't forget to stock up on your compost as well. Yeah, but from myself, Shaun Ryan, and the wonderful Bex Edwards and Stu, we will see you very shortly on YGTV.